Noble Gold. Real assets. Real value. Your wealth protected.
Hello, here he is. You all right, buddy?
Hey, Charlie, what's going on?
I'm good. I want to start off with something because it's going to lead me down the path. I'm going to share the screen. But this is, I went down the rabbit hole today. And this was one of the first things that I found. Can you see that? This is 1989.
Does everyone else think it's a nice Jewish family? From the outside, you appear to be a nice Jewish girl.
Definitely.
And you all are worshiping the devil inside the home?
Right. There's other Jewish families across the country. It's not just my own family.
Really? Things. You don't have to give us the gory details, but what kinds of things went on in the family?
Well, there would be rituals in which babies would be sacrificed, and you would have to,
Whose babies?
There were people who bred babies in our family. No one would know about it. A lot of people were overweight, so you couldn't tell if they were pregnant or not, or they would supposedly go away for a while and then come back.
Anyway, so you witnessed the sacrifice?
Right. When I was very young, I was forced to participate in that, in which I had to sacrifice an infant.
And the purpose of sacrifice is to what? Is to bring you what? What are you sacrificing for?
For power.
Power.
Now, there's a reason why I've shared that. There's two reasons. That was Oprah Winfrey. Before she was powerful. The question is, how did she become powerful? Did she sacrifice somebody? I don't know. I'm asking. But she became powerful. And the reason I brought that up is that I have a number of Jewish friends that I know and I've known for a long time. And it's very interesting that when I question them about Zionism, they wash their hands. Zionism started in 1897 with Theodore Herzl. It carried massive momentum in 1917 with the Balfour Declaration when they moved from one place to another to the land that's now called Israel. Now, one thing I'm going to say is, and I say this knowing what Charlie Ward is. Charlie Ward, many times in his life, said, "I'm sorry." But not for what I'd done. I was sorry I got caught. Let's be honest. The Jews have had 100 years to call out the Zionists, and they haven't done so. They're now sorry. They're saying sorry because they've been caught. I had one Jew that was honest with me this morning. I asked him, "Why haven't you said anything?" His answer was honest. Because they've got money and they control the money. First Jew that I've had that actually admitted it. Now, it says in the Bible, in Timothy somewhere, I had it here somewhere. I'm sure I've lost it, but the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money, the love of money. And I find that very, very powerful. It's biblical. The other thing that I'm going to share with you, which again Jason brought our attention to it. I'm going to share the screen again because this is important. Can you all see that? Can everyone see it?
Yep.
Benjamin Netanyahu from Poland, Lithuania. Derma from the United States. Smotrich, Ukraine. Ben Givar, Iraq. Merkivi, Morocco. Golan, Russia. Regev, Morocco and Spain. Gamliel, Yemen, Libya. Well, that's that sort of region. Give you the benefit of the doubt, but you're the Minister of Science and Technology. Kirsch from the UK. Derry from Morocco. Margi from Morocco. Levy from Morocco. Then you get down to the military generals, the US, Russia and Moscow. I don't see anybody there from Israel or Palestine or Yemen or... It's a telltale story. And that's why they banned DNA. So you couldn't expose them. But I go back to what I said earlier. Many times I've been sorry in my life. Not sorry for what I did, sorry because I got caught. And there's a lot of Jews out there right now who are very, very sorry that they got caught. They were taking the money. Now, the point I want to make, this is loaded, by the way. A lot of my audience right now cannot wait for the RV so that you've got money. The love of money is the root of all evil. I don't want my audience to become like what's gone before. Otherwise, we're no better. There's no point in calling them out if we're going to be this bad. When we come into abundance, what are you going to be like? What am I going to be like? And I'm going to put it in English for people watching. If I turn into a twat, tell me. I call on the people who follow me to do exactly that. If I get above my station in a world of abundance, tell me. Because I love you guys, and I trust you. If I get above my station, you tell me. That's all I ask of you. But I wanted to lay the foundation for today with that. Jason has also got a guest he's going to bring on in a bit. But I just thought I'd lay that on the table to start with and get your thoughts. Jason, welcome.
Thank you, Charlie. And it's nice that we're talking about them again.
Yeah.
Because this just got a lot deeper.
Yeah.
Because now we're looking at it from a physical standpoint, right? But if it's a spiritual battle, they're taking out all these witches, all these covens. Because you have like the New Forest Coven in England, and now that we're tracing all that back, I mean, it goes to Arthur Balfour and how it was created. Because Israel, we have to, okay, when they say read the Bible, right? They said the Bible, not the Holy Bible. Just like it's the Holy Land, right? Holy Bible. There's a problem with that. It's not whole. It's whole E. A lot of holes in that story. Because you're going to say that you're giving out a Bible this size when the other Bibles are like this.
Mm-hmm.
So why did you remove all these books? Because if those books were in there, it would mean that we could actually unlock this whole reality here. That's why they keep us enslaved. And it's the Kahila group, and that's the secret Jewish group.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Because now they have the king of the East and king of the West, and then they have the top Jew, right? Because they're all witches. Yeah. So now when they say find the capstone, right? The capstone is the Israeli Supreme Court. That's got to be leveled because underneath there, that's where they're doing all these rituals. And they're finding the ley lines, just like they're doing all the rituals in Epstein Island, just like there's a bunch of covens. There's because
allegedly.
What people don't understand is that, like the Bohemian Grove, everybody's like, oh, Bohemian Grove. It's like, guys, there's a ton of groves. Berkeley has a grove and all this. It's like this Isaac Bonewitz. right? We found this packet about witchcraft and the Illuminati. Just started going through it, and they had like the Druid Council 13. So I started digging through those names. When Trump says witch hunt, he literally means they're hunting witches. And people do not understand that when this is good and evil, why are there so many kids missing? Because you need a lot of sacrifice in order to keep evil here.
Allegedly.
That's exactly what they're doing. And it is the Jews, the Mormons too, but the Jews mainly. Yeah. Because they sit and they keep on saying, oh, well, what's the one group you can't say anything about? Right? But we have all the documents. We went through everything on this. It's not like we're picking on them. It's like if it went to the Poles, if it went to the Irish, if it went to the Lebanese, we'd go after them. But all the documents go back to them. That's what we can only do that. So by going down that road, because I know everybody's like, oh, he's always saying this, but it always goes back to him. Because we liken it to this, okay? When people are like, oh, I have a bunch of Jewish friends and all this, and, it's like, just stop right there, right? So if he is a friend, right, say that you were drowning and another Jew were drowning, and he can only save one, who would he save? He is not going to save you. He's always going to save the Jew.
Allegedly.
Or Goyim. And we need to attack this head on, because if they could sit here and cause Goyim and say that Christ is burning in excrement in hell and all this, but then we can't criticize them, that's how you break the spell. You have to go right at them, because now it's fractured. Now we see the cracks, and now we have to attack even more.
Allegedly.
Now you got them wanting to control TikTok. It's like censorship, huh? Well, what about that First Amendment? That is exactly why President Trump signed an executive order on anti-Semitism, because he could revoke that just as easily as he could revoke that National Security Act of 1947 he's getting ready to do. Because right then and there, that'll get rid of the NSA and the CIA in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
I mean, it all goes back to them. And I mean, you're talking like, but right now you've got, because we found like it's KEHILLIA, and then there's a Chanel organization, CHENNILE, like Chanel, like the yarn. Because why wouldn't it be that, right? Think Silk Road. Think yarn. But really, I mean, what have they been hustling? Kids, heroin, and all the fentanyl. Because what they're doing is that they're doing all these dark rituals underground, because they do it in tunnels in New York. They do it definitely over in Israel, because that is not the Holy Land.
Allegedly.
The Canaanites, all this, because the blue and white, like that's why they want to go into Syria and Lebanon and all that. They want to kickstart Babylon all over again. So now we have like the whole order out of chaos, right? Well, who has the same motto? I mean, look at it. You have, Aleister Crowley and all that, but so do they. It's Tikkun Olam. Now, Tikkun Olam, that's why they put the Noahide laws in, because it says chaos. Tikkun Olam is chaos before rectification. So they need to have all this chaos so that they could bring, everybody's like, oh, the one world government. It's like, it's under Judaism, guys. It's under Satanism. The Star of David is a star rampant. It's the biggest hex symbol in the world. But yet everybody's waving it around like, oh, it's a Star of David. There was no Star of David. It's a star rampant.
Allegedly. But as that woman said on that video, we worship Satan.
Yeah.
She said it out loud.
They do. And when they say many worship Satan and they openly display it, it's the flag. It's It's right there.
Yep.
And it all goes back to these ancient, the clan of Tubal-Cain and Robert Cochrane, and these covens that they started. Because why this is so big, and why the UK is balls deep in this too, is because they had a Witchcraft Act of 1765, right, where you couldn't couldn't practice any more witchcraft, right? So what do? They went underground. Yeah, the Hellfire Club, all these other clubs, all these covens. But then in 1951, for some reason, they lifted the Witchcraft Act. Now, I look at the timing as, well, isn't it funny that just the very next year, King George VI just dies? And then who takes over? Queen Elizabeth II? But it's not like she immediately took over. Because remember, when he died, she was in Kenya. She didn't come back for like 8 or 9 months. It's like your dad died. It's like, you didn't immediately come back. So what was so important in Kenya that you were doing? Because we know what they were doing in Canada with all the kids. What were you doing there? And they said that they were in a fishing village. Yeah, fish and all that. It all goes back to witchcraft. Because also the UK were the only ones that did not, because the whole world banned human and animal hybrid cloning, right? The UK is the only one that didn't sign it. So now you look at Project Mannequin, you look at all the shit they're doing underground. It's like, how we know how deviant they are. They'll do anything to keep the Commonwealth. But the thing is, you can't have it because Queen's gone, the Prince gone, and it's all based off incest and that's why, you know, these Jews are like, oh, the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. You want to know why they use only the first 5 books of the Bible? Because the first 5 books of the Bible are the only ones that mention incest. Isn't that quaint? I guess that's just a coincidence too.
Jason,
yes.
Am I okay just to jump in? Because I know when you start going, it's very hard to stop you. And what happens is we end up with a lot of questions built up from previous things you've just said. Marilyn's just asked, what about the Salem witch trials? Is this tied into all of this?
Yep. All of it. All of it. I mean, this witchcraft, this is millennia. I mean, this is all the old ones. This is all, they're tied into the archons, the old controllers. I mean, this gets in depths that I'm like, because some of these people, you're like, they look like average people. But then you find out they're hereditary witches, and it's like, because he always goes that witch hunt. They're hunting witches. And literally. But we have a problem because Cal Berkeley, you know, Berkeley Coven, there's only one person in history that graduated with a master's in ceremonial magic. And that was at Isaac Bonewitz, Bonewitz. And the scary thing is like, well, if he graduated with a master's in ceremonial magic and he's the only one to do so, then who taught him ceremonial magic at Berkeley? I mean, wouldn't you need higher up people to teach you in order to get a degree? You can't just say, oh, I got the first math degree, right? Well, did you invent math? No. Well, then who taught you? Wouldn't they have higher degrees than you? It doesn't make sense. But then you see all the blood rituals, and because they always say blood libel, because you guys never stopped sacrificing children. And what you did in 1933, you little fucking shitbags, you guys came over to Soldier Field in Chicago. You did your whole Moloch, you know, the whole sacrifice to Moloch and everything like that. Once they did that, that's why Chicago is the epicenter of all communism. And not to mention, that's just one part. You go back to the whole Mormons and the whole, Nauvoo, Illinois, right? That whole thing with the Latter-day Saints with Brigham Young and Joseph Smith. I have to commend the Jews on one thing. At least their storyline of their religion is slightly plausible. The Mormons, this is the dumbest shit I've ever even seen. Golden tablets and Reformed Egyptian, when they even came out and said, what do you mean Reformed Egyptian? But there is no Reformed Egyptian. They just bastardized everything, and oh man, it's just.
I'm just going to answer a question there to Stuart. Stuart was Stuart Baroff. He said, I'm Jewish and 72 years young. I've never been exposed to any such things. And you're listing others like Oprah. She's not Jewish. No, she's not Jewish. But the thing is when people are craving fame, they will sell their soul. Now, the one thing I would say in defense of you, Stuart, is I know builders who joined the Freemasons or the Masons who know nothing about anything above the 33rd degree, know nothing of it. But I'm very different to you, Stuart. When I was 22, 23, there were things that were going on in the Plymouth Brethren faith that didn't make any sense. And just in Charlie fashion, I started asking questions because the things that I didn't like and didn't make sense. And the biggest problem with religion in general, doesn't matter if you're Jewish, Catholic, Protestant, Mormon, Muslim, Sikh, Sunni, Shia, whatever, if you just go with it, it's not healthy. God gave you a higher self. That is actually God. So you can ask God, who is your higher self, who lives within you, what's right and what's wrong. And too often, it's not just you, it's me. I was that person for a number of years that just accepted things. It's easier to accept things. And we saw that through the pandemic. It was easier to accept it than to go, no. It's harder to stand up. It's more difficult. But I decided from a young age, from the age of 23, to stand up. In fact, it was younger than that. I stood up when I was probably 19, 20. I started standing up and asking questions. And there are many Jews out there that have got no idea what's going on, but go along with it. And without covering everybody in it, a lot of them go with it because of the money. And that's what the point I want to make, is that when people come into abundance, it doesn't make us any better if we do exactly the same thing. We need to learn from others' mistakes because this is a free lesson. This is a free lesson. I've had to learn the hard way with money. I've had millions. I've spent it on boats, planes, women, drugs, alcohol, and the rest I wasted.
Jason, I've just got another question for you. This is from iPhone. Do the true Jewish know the star is satanic? Who do the true Israelites of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob know Israelites worship?
The whole story's a fraud. Everything's a fraud. The whole thing. I mean, if we didn't get the whole Bible, then we didn't get the whole story. Because if people are saying that this is some kind of holy book, well, if anybody wants to tell me what bestiality, slavery, genocide, I mean, this holy Bible isn't for us. It never was. I mean, yeah, there's good lessons in it. It's a storyline. Mm-hmm. But the problem is that same storyline was told the Illumi Lish, just different names. It's been told all the way down the line. They just bastardized it in 1909 under the Schofield Bible to push everybody. Oh, we need land in Israel. Mm-hmm. Because remember, they were offered part of Madagascar, they were offered parts in Siberia, their parts in Africa and everything. They didn't want that. They wanted that Israel. They wanted that land for a reason. And they got it because Arthur Balfour was a part of some coven and the Society of, what was it?
1611 version is another one that's worth. There's a lot in the 1611 version. And of course, there's a lot in the Ethiopian Bible. 88 books in that one.
Speed.
Yep.
That's the real one. Mm-hmm. But then, because when we look at like all these churches too, right? Like the Calvary Church and Community Church of Christ, and they're all bad. Every single one of them are all demonic because it's this prosperity gospel, right? How can you have a prosperity gospel when it says right in the damn Bible? That's why he started flipping over tables inside of these temples, because they're doing marketing. What do you think tithing is? What do you think prosperity gospel is? It's the same damn thing. It's like you mentioned, the love of money is the root of all evil, right? Because it opens you up to carnal desires, to things of the flesh. But the thing is that once it clicks, then if you go back, it's on you. First one's on the house, second one it costs you. So now we just look at it that way and say, okay, now that we know, don't do that anymore. Just like with the money, don't do that anymore. It's like we see what humanitarians and philanthropists and philanthrocapitalists do. It's like we need to take over everything, and we need to go back to true humanitarian ways and actually help people. Oh, Paula White's, and they're all witches. Every single one of them. And I think even Erica Kirk, they're all witches. She's a reptilian. So,
without question.
When you see eyes and teeth shift, it's like, that's it for me. I don't need anybody else tell me anything else. It's,
the biggest pill for me to swallow when you're talking about reptilians was Queen Elizabeth. But David Icke pointed that out 40 years ago, that she was a reptilian.
Yeah. And then also they came out with a, because I know we have it saved, something from Windsor Castle saying that she ain't human. Because why are they at Windsor Castle? That's one of the major covens. That's one of the major groves. That's why they do the hunting parties. They don't go fox hunting. They go children hunting.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
Jason,
I tell you,
right.
Okay.
Just very quickly, I've got something for you, Jason, that you'll like. I've been having a bit of a fight with Facebook and with YouTube and with Instagram and with all the rest of them. And they've suggested that I use the word allegedly rather than making a statement. So I asked them the question as to whether we could use AI instead of as artificial intelligence. Could it be allegedly Israel? They didn't like that answer.
Yeah. Well,
if you change AI to allegedly Israel, you're not far from the truth.
And the thing is that we watched this James Lee video from yesterday about there being a spike, like in Google Trends. You can look up Google Trends and put your name in.
Yeah.
And they had the name of the shooter of one of the guardsmen that were killed. But it's like you have to take a step back and say, okay, when you look at it, it goes from 0 to 100. So if you're looking at it, and you're just like, you get 1. So it's like a little hiccup. If you have 10, it's like a little bit more, right? But these names spike to 100. Just a direct spike straight down. Same thing happened with Charlie Kirk, with them looking at the hospital, everybody there, right? So why would it be Israel? Because they're the ones that are operating this massive coven. Israel's safe for last, not for a reason, because that's where they're doing all the witchcraft, right? The cap zone's right there. And then you got Trump over here hollering, hey, just to hey, why don't you pardon Bibi? It's like fucking just like throwing shit at him. When have you ever seen anybody say anything to the Israeli Supreme Court? Ever? Nobody. Nobody's ever questioned them. They can do whatever they want. You want to do your child sacrifice. Because also, per square foot, there are more Satanists and devil worshippers in Israel than any part of the world.
Yeah.
That's all they do. They do all the rituals. That's why I think that whole that what was it, that dance thing on November 7th, the Nova Festival, right?
Yeah.
Well, You know what the thing is about Nova, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's that spelled backwards? Avon, right?
Yeah.
Because Avon that's the big witchcraft jewelry seller. It all goes back to witchcraft. Just like that multi-level marketing and all that the Mormons pull and everything like that, that's all demonic. Everything. That's why I'm like, we getting on all that shit. Done.
Yeah.
Because I personally hate it because if it's something that is bringing anything bad to the movement, I don't care if they're paying. I don't keep your fucking money. I don't care. I'd much rather starve at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, Roseanne.
Just very quickly, Jason, because of time constraint, we spoke yesterday, and you've got a young lady that you want to
Yes. Okay, so
introduce us to.
So what's happening is we're on location at the Cozy Cats Cafe in Sanford, Michigan, and Crystal Burdett, she actually runs this, and her mom actually is in like the We Not Me family, and when she told us about her and we talked to her and everything like that, and she came onto the show, and she told a story that, I mean, you need Kleenex for. I mean, it's that powerful. So I do have her here. So, because what we're doing,
grab it, because I don't want to run out of time for my audience.
All right. Here she comes. Here you go.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Hello, Dina. I just see you there, sweetie.
Hi, Charlie. Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. Great. We're here with Crystal, Charlie. Charlie, this is Crystal.
Pleasure to meet you. Sorry, I'm such a mess. I do so much here.
Don't worry, I didn't do my hair either.
And yet you look fantastic.
So do you. You're going to tell us your story, sweetheart.
Well, I actually came here about 6.5 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, to Michigan. I'm from Ohio.
Okay.
When I came, I had literally $1 to my name. I had no clothes. I had the covers off my bed, and clothes on my back. And I moved to another state, and I moved to the shelter house, which is a shelter for domestic violence. I didn't know anybody in Michigan, like I said, with the exception of the person who brought me up here that I met on a video game. My grand opening was actually my 19-year wedding anniversary. So I came here, and I'm in a state basically thrown, and had to find my purpose. Took me 1.5 years to amend zoning. I had to change the law to do this. So I'm sitting in a shelter, like I said, with no one. And here's how it really began. My cat really kind of started my journey for me, which is why I adopt out local rescue cats. We've actually adopted out 167 since last April. So I'm sitting in the shelter, not knowing anybody, trying to figure out where the heck my life is supposed to go. And I saw that the women and the children in the shelter had cats and dogs. So I said, hey, listen, are you allowed to have your pet here? What's going on? They said, if you had an animal before, you could bring them. So I was like, yeah, sure. I have my cat, and I'm a very honest person, but I didn't have a cat. And since then, I've donated lots of food, lots of litter, all of that to basically apologize. But it was an experience to see the difference that he made, not only for myself, but the women and children at the shelter. I work with primarily autism. So all of my workers are autistic or like military vets with traumatic brain injuries, things like that, which is pretty cool. Actually, you'll see in the background, it's my whole crew here today, which is basically just individuals from the ARC and on the spectrum and military vets and stuff. So, but I saw the benefit he did, not only for myself, knowing that I didn't have anyone else here, but also the women and the children in the shelter. And I'm like, listen, Crystal, you got to be here for a reason. All right. I'm a cancer survivor. I've even fallen asleep at the wheel. So I knew I was here for a reason. Okay. So I'm sitting there, and it kept eating at me. Crystal, You're supposed to do something with this. You're supposed to do something with this. And then they helped me get a phone, and I found out TikTok. And I'm older than Google, so I didn't know TikTok existed at this time. So I got on TikTok and I saw cat cafes. And there's something that just kept resonating with me over and over again, that this is what I was supposed to do. Well, so I looked into it and I found out I had to change the law to do it. For Midland County, which is not easy to change a law from an area you're not from. So I started going to town hall meetings. I started going to planning commission meetings to see what I had to do. First thing I did actually was I went anonymously on Ask Midland because, and I wasn't allowed on Facebook, so I didn't know that there was like Ask Midlands or things like that where you could actually get your platform. So I went anonymously and I said, what was it? And within 24 hours, we had 356 posts on it. I said, would anybody be interested in a local cat cafe or a place that helps individuals with autism or anything like that? 356 responses within 24 hours. And I said, okay, this was the sign that you needed, that this is what you're supposed to do. So I went to figure out what I had to do. Now, everything in this building, which is roughly 5,000 square feet, is from Facebook Marketplace and Palleters. Because once again, I had $1 to my name, no car, clothes on my back, living in a shelter, trying to make this thing happen. So I did all this without a single grant. I got loans, and I got a lot of debt. I found 20% down from investors when I found this building, and we started remodeling the building with the help of community members because they're amazing. Because it did take me about 1.5 years to change the law. I was every town hall meeting, every planning commission meeting. I went from a bus to like places just so I could get into variance in this. And the crazy thing is no one even knew my story because I was so ashamed of it the whole time I was doing this. People found my story out after I was open for like 3 months, and there was an incident with domestic violence, and I'm like, if someone thinks that they can't do anything just because they're in a situation, I'm the perfect example that you can do anything you want to do. Fast forward, we even got top 3rd cat cafe on our 9th week open in Michigan, and it's just me and my crew doing this of special characteristics, I should say, which is pretty cool. So I got a variance in government after I changed the law. It was took me, like I said, about 1.5 years, and took me another 7 months to remodel the building here enough to open it up because I had to turn the dentist office. It was a dentist office on one side into a registered animal shelter. The only other one in Midland County is the Humane Society. So I'm the same as the Humane Society, except I don't have dogs. My cats are never in cages, and we're privately funded just by myself. So I privately fund a registered animal shelter by myself. My only help is individuals with autism, cancer survivors, or military vets with traumatic brain injuries. And it's such an honor to be able to do this every day, but it is a lot of work.
You've missed your biggest helper, which was God.
Through all things, He is possible. I was getting there, trust me. I got
100%.
Absolutely. Without Him, I wouldn't be here. You know,
Right.
If this wasn't meant to be, there's no way it could be. You know,
Crystal, this is one of the most important things of this journey, is that he that has an ear, let him hear. Because God is talking right now. God is talking right now to every single one of us. And some people aren't listening. And Crystal's one that was listening. And probably didn't know how to pay for things. And this is where God says, if you do what I tell you, I will provide.
And that's how it is, honestly. I got goosebumps right now just you saying that. And I know I'm a hot mess. I am definitely a mess. I always say I'm not here to make a fashion statement. I'm here to make a big difference. I work 104 hours a week because we do this without any support. I go through 600 pounds of litter alone a month, which I pay for all on my own. I live in a room in the back, which is one of the things that we're trying to do is Jason and Dina, which are incredible individuals. I am just blessed beyond belief just to know these great people are here to help me make a big impact for not only the community around me, but to help me keep this going. Because without some big financial step-ins, I mean, I'm going to be, you know, it's going to be a little harder for my journey. Now, regardless, I'm going to succeed. But it would be so much easier not to work 104 hours a week and maybe, you know.
Where can people find you? Can you put it into the chat? The web address, the email address, or whatever. Absolutely. Put it into the chat, and then Paul will share it around with everybody. But
That would be
let my audience know where they can find you, either email or website, doesn't matter which.
okay.
But you're doing good work, but it's because you're listening to what God has called you to do.
I
Remember the first time I met Jason, it was very clear to me that Jason was listening to what God had called him to do. And God was giving Jason information that he wasn't giving anybody else. And he was pointing Jason in the right direction. And every single one of us has been pointed in a different direction. We're all chosen to do different jobs.
Yes.
And God is just seeing who's listening. Right now, God is watching. Who's listening?
I know my tests every day are just, my hardships every day are tests to make sure that, I'm listening and I'm worth it, and then
Sure,
I'm worthy
exactly.
of the path that he has in front of me.
Yeah.
We host and facilitate domestic violence support groups twice a month. The second and fourth Monday of every month. I have meetings for individuals with neurodivergency, individuals with autism. I have support groups. All of this I run by myself. We do so much here to help. And it's thankfully I have, God in the community behind God in the community behind me. But we definitely, of course, need a bigger platform. So thank you so much for allowing me to come on today. It's just such a blessing.
That's why God gave us a platform.
I believe that. I believe that 100%. So yeah, like I said, it took me a long time to do this, but I'm the perfect example that if you want something, God does have your back, because I'm from a town, not from here. I changed the law and I'm from not here. I'm from not around here. I do have a disability. My disability is ADHD. I know, hard to tell, right? I'm trying to talk slower. I apologize about that. Which is a disability for a business owner, but I'm not letting that define me. At $1 in my name, not letting that stop me. You know how many people laughed at me and still laugh at me, but not letting that stop me, because I know that God has a plan for me, and this is my plan.
I don't believe that ADHD is a problem or a disease or an illness. I think it's a God-given gift.
Oh, it is. It's my
Probably
superpower here.
we don't know how to use it yet. So we blame it on being a sickness and illness, what have you, but God gave us that for a reason.
Yeah, that's true. There's no way I could have done this building without it. Paperwork's my only issue.
Exactly. But well done.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. It's good to see you. Jason, thank you for that.
Oh, you're very welcome. And
Yes, we are asking for donations. We actually need, it's to finish things, it's close to 45,000 that we're going to need, which is almost an impossible number. But I mean, I've already made impossible things happen, and I'm doing too much good not to let this happen. I have women who've called me who've gotten out of their situations and said, Crystal, thank you so much. This is the first night in my new place, and I would have never done this without meeting you. And I mean, I have individuals who have a job here and work here who weren't able to leave their bed in 6 months. We have people who feel like they don't have a place come here every single day because they do have a place. I mean, we're doing too much good not to be seen, not to continue. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we make a difference every single day in this community, and it is such a great community, and I'm really blessed.
and all,
Perfect. It was good to see you.
Thank you.
And people can find you.
yeah, and I'll put all that in there too.
Okay.
So also, because the thing is, everyone, see, if she's doing awesome things on her own, right? Well, if we all just pull together, the whole money is the root of all evil, right? Well, this is how we help.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it's something that we truly believe in, that we drove over 4 hours to come to and everything like that, we want to have a Friendsgiving, we're having giveaways.
Yeah.
If anybody's in the Michigan area, it's Sanford, Michigan, and I'll give the address and all that. And because right now what we're trying to do is we're trying to raise $9,000 to have like all the fireproofing done.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, they gave a way higher quote before.
They gave me $30,000 before. I get a lot of woman quotes, and then I get a lot of real quotes. So it's kind of funny how you'll see from one point of view who will give $30,000, and another company they'll give $6,000. So
There's also the other side of the coin that you can look at. There's plenty of people that are in the businesses that you're looking for that are awakened. who will give their services and the product to help a cause rather than financial. They'll come and do it for you. There are plenty of people out there, and I've learned that on this journey, that there are people out there with skill sets. You know, even my own organization, I started, and everybody came on board to start with their skill sets, and nobody wanted money. Nobody. And this is how we launched a channel that now has, many millions of followers, and we speak all over the world. But it started from nothing, and everybody gave their time, their effort, and their skills for nothing. And this was all built from nothing. We never borrowed a penny. We did everything from ground zero, and by people helping. And there's plenty of people out there who will help. I had somebody the other day came to me with a business idea, and they said they needed £1 million. I said, what for? What do you need £1 million for?
Yeah.
Well, I can give you £1 million, but what's the point? He said, well, I need this, this, and this. I said, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You could do it this way without any money at all. My skill set for my whole life has been running businesses without borrowing a penny. I haven't borrowed any money since I was 23.
You're like 34 now, right? 35?
I'm 65 and happy with it. I'm over the moon.
You look amazing. You do.
Well,
my favourite line came out the other day when a man said to a woman, I know I shouldn't ask your age, so instead, how much do you weigh? That's my sense of humour. But no, I don't borrow money for business. I don't borrow money for houses. I don't borrow money for cars. If I can't afford them, I don't have them. And there's always a way. There's always people who will help you. And most of the people don't realise that we got so in the mindset of I need to borrow money. America's the world's worst. It starts with education. I have to borrow money for my education. You leave education with a debt. What is that about? Nowadays, you could save up for a month, cut somebody's grass, clean somebody's windows, get yourself a laptop, and do online education instead of paying $100,000 going to a school that's going to teach you that we went to the moon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And came back without Uber.
Yeah.
How did we get back from the moon, Jason?
Charlie.
So I'm being naughty now.
That's all I can. How much do you weigh?
Exactly.
It's just. But I mean,
yeah, brilliant.
And also, I want everybody to know that she works 100, over 100 hours a week. She doesn't take a dime. She puts everything back into this.
We don't make enough.
When she came on her show a couple times, the first time, I mean, I had to cut away a couple times because, I mean, it's.
Well, and to see it all firsthand.
Yeah, and to see what she's done, and this is something we're definitely getting behind, because if there's something that all of us can help, because when people are like, well, I need this much, everybody's like, oh my God, you can do this. Like, it's just like anything. How do you build a house? One brick at a time. If everybody says, hey, I got $5, and then everybody's like, hey, I got $5. Hey, I got $5. Next you know, that $5 is the amount that, and the thing is, it costs very little, but you realize deep down inside that you're making a world of difference.
And this is 2 years ago, November 2023, I got the building on land contract. And it has been 2 years now before I even had to get to this point. 2 years of, making it, and somehow we're thriving in a place. But when your bills are almost $8,000 a month and you pay for everything yourself, it's a lot. But we're
nothing in life that's worth having doesn't cost time and effort. If it's worth having, it's going to cost you. And this is one thing. The trouble is, we've gone through a generation where people want everything for nothing, whereas hard work, you got something to show for it, and also God watches what you put in. God will bless you and give you sufficient. Just remember, if you get too much money, the IRS are going to take it. So you don't want too much. Don't want too much cash in there. You want help.
I just enough to pay for what I have to pay for here. I'm happy living in the room. I mean,
exactly. And there's plenty of people who will help. Time is more valuable.
That's how I got this. When I had to remodel this building, like I said, I did it without a single grant. And remember, I had $1 to my name living in a shelter. This building's almost 5,000 square feet. I had the community come by me. Do you know who the majority of my helpers were? You're gonna love this. Women and children.
They always are.
Talking about like younger women. I'm talking about women in their 50s, 60s, 70s came out to help me. Women and children were like my biggest supporters here. And it has just been such a blessing because and once again, no one even knew my story up until after I was open for 2 months. And that's really when everybody was shocked. I was the guest speaker for the annual investor meeting at the shelter house. I felt so blessed on that. But yeah, local news. I mean, this is such an honor to be able to do what I do, and things I was ashamed of before. I'm saying the exact same thing now I was back then, but I'm saying it different. Back then I was like, wow, I came from a shelter and don't really have any money. But now I'm like, I came from a shelter. I had no money. I mean, things that I thought made me less of a person. Now I can see.
It makes you more of a person.
Yes, it does. And it's
This is why I talk about 15 years of cocaine. Because it's important you talk about these things. You'd be amazed how much help you get when you tell the truth. And you help other people. There's other people who come from shelters. But I look up to you because you came from a shelter. Because I've got respect for you because you survived. And you made it. And you're doing well.
Was my 19-year wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. But I don't want anyone to think that they can't do anything. You're right, because Charlie, you said it. Community, people, and God meant for me to do this. And there's no way I'm failing. How could I fail when I'm on a path? I mean, I'm a cancer survivor. I've even fallen asleep at the wheel and, made it. There's a reason I'm here. Back 6 years ago when I was in the shelter and I knew no one, I'm looking around. I didn't know this was my purpose, but now without a doubt, this is my purpose. I make a difference every day. And I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a crybaby and a hot mess, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. But
we've been lied to that life is easy. Life is not easy.
Not easy.
Tough. God is giving us tests to forge us into something valuable. Without it, we're just a jelly without a mold.
That's it.
Yes.
Well said.
Because life's journey is always better when there's more of us, affixed on a common goal. And then then who says that we, if there's somebody else out there that needs help, we'll go help them. That's what we do. We just want to go help everybody that needs help.
Yeah.
So, and then when she first came on, and her story, everybody's going through Kleenex. Because it was just, hour and a half, or it was like 2 hours, and I was just like, because you hear somebody, that literally came from nothing and was ashamed, and now it's there's no reason to be ashamed anymore.
She's inspiring.
She has her power, and now she's like, hey, and she's helping women, children, and with the cat cafe, so kids can come in and they can, pet them and play with them and everything. I mean, this is
military vets. Individuals on my only crew pretty much is got some kind of special characteristic. Autism, Asperger's, a traumatic brain injury. We are a place where people don't have a place, and we're making a huge difference here every day.
I'm just going to share something with you because I found this earlier, and this is very, very, very important for just for everybody, really.
Life is just one day. You born in the one day, and you live in the one day. You die in the one day. Everything happening in the one day. Today is only your life. Yesterday is already dead. Too late. Tomorrow is not born. Too early. What you have is today. Today is the only life. Today is not a little part of life. Today is life.
It's all.
Yes.
Therefore, we need to make enjoy.
How important is that? Today is the only day that matters.
Yes. That's it.
Yesterday's day is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how you treat people and how you live your life matters.
Yeah.
Of course it does. Of course it does. And forget about tomorrow. If you want a good life, enjoy today.
Yep.
Yep.
What you do today makes your tomorrow.
It certainly does.
Yep.
Great to see you, Dina. Great to see you, Jason. Great to see you, Crystal.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
And it was such an honor. I appreciate you taking the time and, just letting me, talk about my mission here and, the mission that God has given me and giving me the platform to kind of, advocate for the cats, advocate for special characteristics, advocate for domestic violence. So thank you again. You're very kind and I appreciate you.
For me, it's a pleasure considering I only have one day.
I love that.
Lots of love to you, and thank you so much, Paul. Thank you, and thank you to everybody.
Thank
God
you.
bless you all.
God bless you.
Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. And I've only just worked out what a cat calf is. So thank you for coming on. And everybody out there, I think if you hop over on Jason's links, you should be able to get access to Crystal's links there. And if you're in the local area and you can help, that'd be wonderful. Thank you. Jason. Oh, hang on. I think Jason's about to type a link.
So what I did was
let me copy that.
Yeah, I put the link in the chat. Now she has a Facebook page that everybody can, subscribe to. Instagram. I mean, everything's on there. The address I put that in there. Yep, I did. I put that in there. Yeah, and there's also all her links to like Cash App and everything like that. Because I mean that's the thing. I mean if we can make even the slightest bit of difference in one person's life, and then we just build on it.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, and I know everybody's like, oh, we want to talk about this, and I understand. And I mean, I'm open to all questions too. But this is something that, I mean, and like we said, if there's anybody out there that needs help, contact us.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to help. It's not like we have money or anything like that, but we just, with the power, with our voice and the power of the collective, guys, we could do anything. Why do we need government? Why do we if we have one another, we're building a high functioning trust society ourselves. That's exactly what we have to go back to. We have to go back to how everything was when you helped your neighbor, when this person needs this, you help them. And because that's all gone. You see people out there, you have elderly people shoveling their walk. Why? My dad would be like, get your ass off the couch and get out there. I don't care. You get out there and do that.
Absolutely.
And you're not doing it for money either. You're doing it because
It's just the right thing to do.
it's gonna make you feel good. Then I'm not beating your ass that you're not going out there to do it. So just go out there and do it. And what it does is you start realizing that, just one little token, a gesture of friendship, and then you get a hug from the elderly woman or elderly man. And it makes a world difference. Like, it's literally nothing. It literally costs nothing to be a good person.
Yeah. Right. Well, have a wonderful day, Jason. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. I'm looking forward to our big Christmas extravaganza. That's going to be a good one.
Yes. And definitely, if you have any openings also before like the end of the month in December too, I mean, we're more than welcome to come on.
Drop the office a message or hi, Drew.
Hi. Yeah, you're on the 27th of December. You're doing the marathon with Josh Reed, remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't forget.
Him. Josh he's got General Flynn on. He's got General Flynn retweeting him and all that. It's like.
Fantastic. Get them all on, Jason. Go on. Go and have a chat with them.
And that's
right.
Like,
I've really got to go. But take care, everyone. See you later.
Fabulous.
Hi, Paul.
Yeah, so get your questions in, guys. While Jason's on, what do you want him to speak about? What we're talking about, do you know?
Yeah, everything.
Everything and anything, yeah?
Yeah, let's see the messages. Yeah, we got that.
Why'd you have to come in now? Go. Is that, have you got plans? Or is that all right for that one?
What's that?
The 27th, is it?
That's
good. Yeah?
Yep.
Brilliant. So, guys, what do you want Jason to speak about on the 27th? Maybe something to do with going into the new year.
Well, man, and that's the thing. I have no idea what we're going to talk about tomorrow. I mean, everything's changing so rapidly that it's like,
You know, you've got a point there, to be fair. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? Because we've only got today. See, that's what you guys were saying. I was listening.
and she has and on her website, on the Cozy Cats Cat. Oh, and
Oh yeah.
we have a phone number also.
Yeah, I've given everyone the link to the website so they can go on there.
Yeah, and if you go on there, I mean, all the links are there, and like I said, we want to help her make a difference because, you know, it's not just the cats; it's the autistic children. It's, you know, all the, you know, I mean, they always find a way to call something a disability when it's actually strength.
Well, I can resonate with her because I've been through domestic violence myself. We also, as the insiders know, we've got Street Angels charity where we help the homeless, vulnerable families and children. And, you know, I've been doing it for the last 5 years from when I had my youngest son because, you know, that's where God guided me. So I totally get where Crystal's coming from. And when you have a passion to help people, because that's how helping vulnerable family and children was founded, was because I had a breakdown that I couldn't help all of the families that were in need when I was giving away stuff for free that I had got for free through domestic violence. So, you know, you have to go where God guides you, and Crystal's definitely been guided to do that. And yeah, it's absolutely lovely. Lovely. It is.
It's something that, you know, once you see it in person, you're like,
wow.
I mean, just, you know, because, I mean, she literally came from nothing. And now, I mean, this place is unbelievable. And then also, like, every night, like, they'll have dinner here. So if there's anybody in the area that needs a hot meal or anything like that, you just come in and there's no questions. I mean, this is something that I've never witnessed in my entire life and how it's functioning. And I'm like, this, I mean, if I had the money today, I would dump it on this. I mean, because if it's something that you really, you know, you really believe in, and you know that it's making a difference in everybody else's life, then that's what you want to do.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the beauty part about this. That this is where we the people, we worldwide, we step in and we help everyone we can.
And I love the fact that, you know, there's veterans and, you know, people with autism and stuff can actually, you know, help out as well. It gives them a purpose through maybe feeling isolated in life. And I totally get that as well. I've got a son that's autistic, so, you know, I do wonder how he's going to grow. He's 5, you know, what kind of man is he going to grow into? What will he even know what a purpose is, you know?
And that's it. And,
who knows? Who knows?
And that's the thing. It's like, well, when you start young, you know, because all they want to do is they just want to keep you medicated, and that's it, and just leave you to the wolves. It's like, whoa. You know, maybe they just need extra hug. That's all. Maybe they need just more help, and that's it. It's like, if we're fine, because I mean, we're all fine. I mean, then why can't we help others? It's like our whole lives, they think of just like, you know, if you're handicapped or something like that, they put you in like a side class, like, you know, it's like the undesirables. It's like, no, whoa. We need to, because the thing is, it's like, if autism was so bad, why would Q ask, where are the autists? Because the autist, everybody on the spectrum, why do you think everybody that's in transit Q, guess what, guys? We're all on a spectrum. That's it. Yeah. Because, I mean, with the retention level, but when it's the truth, I mean, it's the truth. It's literally handed to you. You know, and like when Charlie was talking about universities and all that and paying for education. I didn't pay for an education. I mean, I went to trade school, but now it's like how we paid for education is we took you take a personal sacrifice, leaving, you know, a job that you're making well over 6 figures on to do this, that it's for nothing, but
There's a whole new meaning. It's more meaningful. It's not for nothing. It's for your soul. It's for your spirit. It's for everybody.
Man,
that's what it is.
And I was asked before. It's like, well, would you would I do it all over again with this? I mean, I know the world's pretty screwed up, but do it all again for this kind of result? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And like, would you change anything? Nope.
No, because it's worth the 3 hours of sleep a night if you get it.
Yeah, I mean,
the blood and the sweat.
and that's you look at this and it just amazes you that there are people out there that are making a difference in their communities, and they're not being heard because everybody's talking about this. Let's not. When's the last time the news talked about something good?
Do you know what? I tried a Telegram group called Good World News, and I was trying to find. Come in. I was trying to find good news, and I couldn't. There's no good news. No one can report it. Everyone. Do you know what it is? Is when something bad happens, people have relapses, and they have to live it again. It's just the way that humans are until you get out of that cycle. And, I just give me good news, guys, and I will report it. I look for it. I thrive on it. I just, I don't know where to find it. So maybe we can all do it together. Find the good news. That's the mission for 2026. Send it through at charlieward.tv.
Well, and the thing is too is that we could start now. I mean, we could start on November 29th at 11:16 a.m. Eastern time. I mean, it's just like when people are like, oh, I can't wait till January 1st. I'm gonna get that gym membership next February. No, I ain't going. It's like it's the same.
Still eating all the pies.
Yeah.
On the 2nd of January.
and if we want good news, guys, if we're the news now, we bring the good news. I mean, we could bring all the bad stuff, but if we have to have some kind of equilibrium. That's like not everything's bad. There's a lot of great stuff going on too.
There is. It's just no one reports it. Okay, do you know what? I'm gonna get the channel to you, right?
Right.
And I'm gonna put some insiders in there as well. Whoever wants to participate. Let's build this good news channel up. Let's do it.
There you go.
I think that'd be a great idea. I'll speak to Dina. We'll get it done. We'll spread it around. Let's see how big we can grow it.
It's contagious. I mean,
hours.
And the thing is, report good news going on in your area. And that's the thing. It's like, well, why can't we have like a channel where it's like, hey, you come in here and just talk about good stuff. I mean, unfortunately, it just, with all the learning, but we have to learn about all the bad stuff in order to not repeat it. Because if you think we're going to go through this shit again for millennia, no, hell no. No. Nope.
We've got to break the cycle.
Yep.
That's what we've got to do. Do you know what? I haven't seen it in so long. I can't even find my own group. I can't. Oh, God. What was it? Good news? Good world news? Good world news? Oh, I'll find it and I'll pass it on. I'll be here all day. Maybe they just... Good world news? No, I have no idea. Isn't that funny? I can't even find my own friggin' Telegram group. I'll spread it about. I'll get it to you. No problem. No problem. Is there anything else that you wanted to speak to everyone about while we're on? Because
yeah, I mean that's like for this weekend. I mean the address, it's 330 East Saginaw Road, Sanford, Michigan 48657. It's actually on the website. And if people want to donate, if they can donate, I mean, I never asked for anything for myself or anything like that because, well, we can make it. It's like, you have to cut things here and there. It's like, that's fine. But Why not help somebody that is really making a massive difference? Like, we sit behind a screen and I print papers and I highlight them and report what we find. That's it. I don't think of anything as like, oh my God, that's literally,
But that's not it though. You know, you have to actually read, comprehend, you know, decode. You know, you're not just reading a book and then putting it down. You know, the extensive work that you guys and your team have to research, and, you know, like, it's like putting a puzzle together. You know, you got this piece there, that, and you're literally like networking everything together. You know, that takes brain work. I can't do that.
And that's the thing. It's like, you know, everybody on the whole We Not Me in the chat and everything on the lives. I mean, if anybody asks a question there, people are there answering it. Because everybody's like so seasoned, and then they're digging and they're finding stuff that we didn't know about. Like Deplorable Wendy. Wendy always brings all these different links. I'm like, but this is it. It takes a village. Well, it doesn't take a village to take people's kids. It takes a village for us to learn the problems and how we can rectify the problems and make sure that these don't happen again. And that's all we can do. You know, I mean, that's what we're supposed to do on our end. You know, you have the military doing their end on the outside, but instead of sitting back and thinking, oh, well, you know, they're doing it. It's like, no, we have to do our part too. And that's the biggest part of this, is that, you know, we have to learn, because those who failed to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And that's the whole everything runs in cycles, like the whole witchcraft thing. And then you look at, like, you know, all the uprisings, and it's always like, it's all cyclical. It's like every 100 years, there's always a new Jewish uprising, like 1917, 1923. That's why when Trump and the whole Ukraine deal, that's why I said, no, Crimea, the Donbass, all that goes back to Mother Russia. Why? Because it was originally Mother Russia. Pre-Bolshevik Revolution. They have to go back. Sometimes you have to go forward to go back. So we're going back to everything how it was. We're having our own great reset. But the problem is they want to reset things to the future with their 10-minute Cs. We're resetting it backward to how things were then, because I know a lot of people are talking about their RV and everything. Well, here's the thing. It's fully in motion. Because once Trump signed that, the Genius Act, the one with Bitcoin, right? But gold's listed 14 times. It's like Bitcoin's not a stable coin. It never was a stable coin. But thing is, it got everybody to sign it because everybody's all wrapped up in the Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin's so stable. Why is it at such a high amount other than other coins? Because it's all for baby international trafficking. It's a baby international trafficking coin. That's all it is. That's why it's worth so much. And that's why Dan Payne even said, if you found out who owned it, you would dump it in an instant. Because it's all purely demonic. And that's what
it's going to crash, isn't it? It's too demonic to... Oh, hello. Keep talking for a minute. I've just got to get something.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It has to, you know, everything has to crash, because what they're getting ready to do is, you've got the revaluation of the gold, right? Now, that has to revalue first. But there's a problem with this, right? Because when we think of gold, it's like, well, who has all the gold? They're like, well, Fort Knox. It's like, whoa. You guys, no. You have that 640,000 metric tons of gold that Trump has, that he got from the Toronto gold certificate. Why do you think there's so much gold in the White House now? Where do you get 24 karat gold? Because 24 karat gold, there's like literally no silver in it. That's why you have 10 karat, 20 karat, all it's all gold and silver content. So now when you look at 24 karat gold, that's why when he's like, oh, all these leaders were coming and they're like, oh, where'd you get this? Like, yeah, where'd you get all this gold, man? And then the money for the ballroom and everything. It's like, guys, he's literally rebuilding the temple. He beat them. He beat them to the punch. He literally, the whole Jacob and Israel.
Are you talking about in the White House?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you think he's doing? Building?
I know what he's doing, yeah. Because if it's all on a grid system and it's all a demonic grid system, yeah, the East and West Wing, they tore out the East Wing, they're putting that ballroom in. That ballroom looks identical to a Roman Senate, right? So now, when you have the Roman Senate, it's like now you have to go back to Hadrian. He's one of the 5 good emperors, right? Hadrian is the biggest tip of of them all. It tells you exactly what he's going to do. Because Hadrian built a wall, Hadrian's Wall. Hadrian also, they have 3 Hadrian arches, right? From when they were on their, the whole, seizure of all the lands and everything. Well, now look what Trump wants to build. Why does it want to build an arch in DC? He's literally telling us what they're doing. That's Hadrian's Arch.
Do you think he's going to bring back hanging there?
What's that?
Do you think he'll bring back hanging there?
Oh, hell yeah.
If we're going to go back to biblical times, yeah,
we're going to be seeing some wind times like a move.
Okay, so let's just scenery it. Financial collapse, we all have to barter, we all go back to biblical times, they bring back hanging, and then we start building the new way, in a fresh way, in a more unique and authentic and new world. The way that we want it, again, back from scratch.
Uh-huh. But now people are like, well, like you have the seditious six, right? That will cause an uprising. Well, where does it come from? If that Alicia Slotkin was a CIA agent and she was in the government and she said, oh, National Guard are going to start shooting civilians, right? Well, then what happens? 2 days later, you have a CIA asset from Afghanistan within the United States, unvetted, and he shoots 2 National Guardsmen in the head and kills 1. It's like they have no idea the hell that they have unleashed right now.
Yeah.
None. Because now you look at, where Trump's standing in this, right? Because everybody's like, well, he's being so nice. You have to be nice to Israel because you have to deal with witchcraft. You have to hunt the witches. Not to mention you have the nukes, the Red October. You have to find the 2 nuclear subs. That's what they're doing. But then you have to go on a witch hunt. You have to find all these witches. And that's why they're slowly they're losing their power, because now people are pointing out they can't cover the narrative using their witchcraft because they're literally stopping it. That's why they're getting screwed like big time. And it's a beautiful thing to see because with the revaluation, right? If gold is valued at, I think it's $44 an ounce, Fort Knox, right? Well, if you revalue it because they want to revalue it to 20,000. Oh, she just got her first donation.
Oh, fabulous.
Donation.
Oh,
thank you, guys.
This is awesome. And also, she has an Amazon list. If anybody wants to donate, that way, and they can ship it here.
Wish list.
Yeah, wish list.
Yeah.
And
thank you again.
But yeah, it's just, man, you guys are. This is what we do. I mean, this is, if we're a month away from Christmas, right? It was just Thanksgiving a couple of days ago. Be thankful. Well, then, Christmas is a time to like giving, all the materialistic shit. It's like we can help everybody else for Christmas.
Yeah. Well, we've got our Christmas outreach as well. We do like little bags and stuff for the homeless, and there's so much you can do. We resell shoes as well, and all kinds of stuff. Give haircuts as well. Hand
sanitizer is a big one, a huge one.
What is?
Hand sanitizer.
Oh, yeah.
Because they always use hand sanitizer when they go in and see the kitties, because they have 34 kitties on the other side, and they have all these HEPA filters. I mean, it is a little flawless in there, and all the kitties. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, what one person is doing, one person's vision can change the world. I mean, if one person could destroy the world, then one person could change it. We just have to
chain reaction.
That's it.
It's just chain reaction.
Yep. So now when we go back to Fort Knox, right?
Yeah.
Because they want to revalue gold at 20,000. Right. So if they revalue gold at 20,000, right? And they say, okay, we're going to revalue it at this, right? Well, if you revalue gold at 20,000, you have to revalue silver the same. Not just 20,000, but you have to revalue it to. You can't say, oh, well, gold revalued to 20,000 and silver is going to stay $50. I mean, it gained 5% yesterday alone. I mean, it's on the rise. And
they say that silver's going to outrun gold eventually anyway.
It could. I mean, there's more uses for silver than gold.
Yeah, there is.
Gold's the greed. Like gold's the, because
It's the safety for sure.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for Charlie, you know, telling us to, you know, to buy gold and silver from 5 years ago, half of us wouldn't have what we've got. And there's a lot of people that have made a lot of money out of it by listening. And, you know, I can't afford to get big bars, but I'll get a little, you know, gram here or there, whatever, you know, I can afford, instead of buying myself some moisturizer.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's
a
like
pair of shoes, put it into gold.
And the thing, like, you know, if you were to buy, what was it, when we were talking about it, it was like $18 an ounce silver. I'm like, man, we're like, hey, stay away from Bitcoin, silver, copper, right there. Because I'm not gonna say gold, because not a lot of us can afford gold. And if you buy gold, it's like, well, what's the percentage upswing you're gonna get? Right, when everything's revalued. Okay, if it's at, you know, 4,000 now, and they revalue to 20,000, yeah, that's a high percentage. But if it was at 18 and right now it's at 50, and it even hasn't been revalued.
Well, in my research, I've got a date of March the 16th that the financial collapse will happen. I've written about it on my Patreon. I've got a site for free. People can just go and have a look, and I write articles and I do a bit of research. And yeah, so it'll be interesting to see whether, you know, the prediction comes true. I don't really like doing dates, but it's quite exciting sometimes to just have a little goal date, you know. I mean, don't take it gospel, guys. I'm not, you know, Psychic Meg. I mean, they call me the Oracle. That's actually my nickname. But,
I mean, you look at the charts and see, well, if they're both going up.
Just follow the money. Follow what's happening in the markets, and, you know, it's all down to probability. That's it.
But also, when did everything start spiking this year? It was on the same date. Both metals, gold and silver, was on 8/18 of 2025. So 8/18 add 8/18, that's a 17. That's also an 8 in the year of 9. It's literally a double 17 within it. And it's like, that's when it's like a dead cat bounce. Everything went down and then it started going up, and then you'll have some lows, but it never dipped down past that. It just kept going.
Yeah.
That's all it's going to do.
Right.
So now, when they revalue the gold inside Fort Knox, that means they have to go and do a full audit, right? That's
There's
why
nothing there, though, is there?
nothing.
So what are they auditing then? There's nothing there.
But here's the thing, right? then that's going to be like a big, oh my God, oh, bank runs and all that. It's like, what could Trump do? Because what people don't understand with these tariffs, they're not tariffs. They're seizing everybody's properties. That's why they're like, what we're going to do is we're going to start giving out dividend checks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're using tariffs as a way to kind of like
shift money
and say, well, then everybody's going to get dividend checks.
Yeah, £2,000.
Yeah, it's not a bailout. It's a dividend check. Well, a dividend, it's like a stock. You're constantly paid dividend checks, right? So how can you pull into Sarah instead of using a universal basic income? How else can you use it?
Why is everything happening in the USA? Like, come on, UK needs a break, man.
No. But
I mean, they're starting to tighten the regulations on crypto next year, so I can't even hide anything anywhere.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, that's next year, right? Because
the 1st of January. And I'm staking in Nexo, and I'm like, how am I going to get my stake stuff out of Nexo when, you know, I can't unstake it, I can't move it, I'm screwed.
Yeah. And also, when, and like Marjorie Taylor Greene, when she said, oh, I'm, leaving Congress, right? Because everyone's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about her, but because she's saying some negative things, Jason, that is very offensive. Talk to me about it.
But the thing is, appear weak when you're strong, right? I mean, if you think about it, Trump's like, oh yeah, hey, Massey, MTG, Rand Paul and all that, yeah, keep on digging on the Jews, because what I'm going to do is, whoever's running against Massey, I'm going to fully support them, and then we're going to catch them. Because the funny thing is that there were 3 people that backed the opponent of Massey. It was Paul Singer, Miriam Adelson, and who else? There's one more. But the funny thing about Paul Singer financed the Russia collusion hoax. He financed it. He's the one that paid for it. It's all these hedge funds. These hedge funds are, it's all demonic. It's all run through Jewry. Because they're all witches. I mean, because it's Babylonian money magic.
I was going to say, what's the latest on 3i Atlas for you?
Shit, I can't wait.
Why?
Because that's 3i
Is it
Atlas.
opening up your pineal gland?
Why do you think they want to build bunkers? They have no idea what's coming.
In a minute. So the bunkers are because 3i Atlas is coming and they're going to basically open up our pineal gland, and the reptilians and the vampires and all these warlocks and witches, they're going to be affected because maybe they'll just obliterate into thin air.
Yep, because of the high frequency. That's why they fight underground, to bring them above ground.
Yeah.
In order to pretty much wipe them out.
So what are they going to do? Have to blow up more underground places? Is that why we're going to have more earthquakes? Because they'll be going underground when they get here to get them?
That's what the earthquakes are. They're taking out the bunkers.
They're taking them out already. Do you know what? Cyprus had about 7 earthquakes, I think. Martin, you can tell me. Martin in the chat lives in Cyprus. I think they had about 7 earthquakes in one day. I mean, I personally think it's the oil rigs and they're looking for more oil, maybe, or whatever they're doing underground. Who knows? Oh, Drew, I think you need to talk to me about becoming abundant. I'm not going to.
We drill for oil all the time. We don't see a massive 7 earthquakes or all these volcanoes erupting, right? Because everything's shifting. The whole frequency, everything's shifting.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
When they're like, it's going to be, because you think of how many demons are within, all these, the witches and demons and everything that are here in human form. Because why was Epstein, everybody's like, the Epstein client list is like, Epstein wasn't the top one in that. It was Maxwell. Maxwell was running shit. MTG, good. I think they're all played apart because she said that she's resigning on January 5th, right? The date that she gave, because we did the math and it's exactly 45 days to the 5th, right? But then you have Scott Bessent coming out and saying, well, this whole continuing resolution, it only kept the government open till 1/30 of 2025, right? How many days are in January?
31.
Right? Well, then let's go to post 131, where it says NatSec e-briefing 3:02 a.m. Please stand by. NatSec economic briefing. They're going to flip it all. Because the biggest day that's going to come up next year, the absolute a massive boom week, is going to be April 5th through April 12th. Guaranteed. Because that's a D5. April 5th is a D5. Also, on April 5th is the Easter, standard Easter, and then the Orthodox Easter is on the 12th. Well, it's 12 plus 5, it's 17, right? But on April 5th, that's when the star Regulus appears. That's when that whole morning sun brings heat, undiscovered stars learned, that one, the whole poem, that's when because they moved Space Force from Vandenberg Air Force Base, they moved to Huntsville, Alabama. Why? Because where are you going to see Regulus first? Are you going to see it on the West Coast or the East Coast? You're going to see it on the East Coast. Once Regulus appears in the sky on April 5th, on Easter, right? Remember that whole Star of Bethlehem and all that? It wasn't Star of Bethlehem. It was Regulus. It's the second coming. And why not be on Easter, right?
Oh,
And that's a D5. That's April 5th.
is that to come? Sorry, I lost you there because I'm still trying to find the Telegram group. Did you say April the 5th?
Yes.
Is that your prediction in when the second coming is coming? Let me just get that right.
Yeah, April 5th and April 12th. That's going to be a boom week. Massive boom week.
Now, when you say second coming, do you mean the fake one that's going to be in the sky that they're projecting by hologram?
That shit ain't going to happen. That's the whole thing. It's just like...
Well, if they do that, they have to admit that we're on a flat Earth.
Yeah, I mean, how's everybody going to see it? It's
Exactly.
like when they're like, oh, New Zealand, they're seeing the aurora borealis there. It's like, how are you... It's called the Northern Lights, guys. How are you in the Southern Hemisphere seeing them? You can't, unless it's on a massive plane.
Yeah. Did you see that? I'm wondering if you saw, I showed the insiders a video the other day of somebody going through the firmament on TikTok.
Oh, the balloon?
Yeah, did you see it? And then it cut through. It's like,
yeah.
You saw it?
The water separated.
Yeah.
So how did NASA get through it, guys?
How did they do it? In a minute, if Elon Musk can shoot a rocket up there and it can't go through, how the hell did this person do it?
Well, and the thing is, they say heaven on earth, right? They thought the sheep would follow the stars. The planets are demons. Those are the demonic entities.
Wow.
Those are the archons, the 7 archons that they worship.
Tell me about the stars. Do you think the stars are like spotlight cameras looking at us?
I mean, honestly, what if it's our higher selves up there? It's a reflection of our higher self or the stars.
Really?
But also the stars, it's a calendar. Literally, the firmament is a calendar. It tells you when the epochs are. That's why did the Vatican put the Lucifer telescope in at Mount Graham in New Mexico or Arizona? Why would they have one named Lucifer? That should be the.
Yeah, that was the no brainer.
Yeah.
As you say. Yeah.
And the thing is that also we need to look at the Vatican because they have Peter's chair, right? That big, massive thing in the middle, that brown thing. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Well, Peter's the one that disavowed Christ in the Bible. So why are they celebrating him? Because they're celebrating the Queen Mother. It's Semiramis. It's all these demonic shit that they're worshiping. It's all serpent worship. It's all because when they talk about the divine feminine, like their divine feminine is the Queen Mother, the Mother Goddess. And now you look at the rings that Erica Kirk was wearing. Why is she wearing an M and a G?
M and G. That don't make sense.
Those are my kids' names. No, it's Mother Goddess. It's like,
Oh, gotcha.
Because the thing is, why are Egyptian planes following her? Right? Because the Mormons control TPUSA is going down. That's it. People are like, oh, TP. No. Whoa. They're caught in a lot of shit, especially in the Charlie Kirk assassination. Because the thing is,
what happened about it in the end anyway? Like,
but it's all coming out because remember they gave us 2 dates, right? 12/7 and 12/17. Right. Let me see if let me pull this up real quick. Yeah, here we go. There's the calendar. Let me see. Open this a little bit. Sorry. Because there's a calendar. Because it was it's either 365 or 520. The post where they talk about 12/7 to 12/17, and they talk about like different. Was it Concourse E something? But there's a big reason why they did that.
Oh, sorry.
Gotta find a calendar. Oh, it's okay. There's a calendar here, right here. So I could share this. All right. So here's the thing. Everything's done twice, right? So in 2020, right? from 12/7 to 12/17, because it's next day, right? Why did they cancel Khalid Sheikh Mohammed's hearing in 2020? He was the supposed mastermind behind 9/11. So what you're saying is that they didn't do it. It's exactly what they're saying. But, so that's the first one, right? The second one is right here. It'll be on 12/11, but it won't be Friday. But it'll be on 12/11 is the next big date. Because, number one, from 12/7 to 12/11 is 5 days. From 12/11, 12/17 is 5 days, right? What's on 12/11 this year? The Tyler Robinson case of the Charlie Kirk assassination. Because for some reason, you have, when they say find the capstone, right? Well, then there's two capstones, right? Well, in the movie Snake Eyes, they had that building. It was in a specific part of the movie, and they had like a big model of a building, right? And it was it looked like a pyramid going up, right? But it was cut into fours, like if you take a box, and you put an X, cross corner, right? That's how this building was, right? But it was missing a capstone, right? So it's like, well, where's that capstone? It's at UVU, guys. It's literally the roof that Tyler Robinson was supposedly on. That same capstone divided in four is on top of that building. So that's the one capstone. Where's the other capstone? It's in Israel. It's in the Supreme Court. This is the Eye of Providence and all that. That's where it is. So you have the Mormons, Jews, because it's smack dab in Utah, because what people don't understand are the Mormons are the worst in America. The Mormons and Jews are directly connected. Directly connected. Because the Mormons are still pissed off because during the Civil War, they wanted to start the whole state of Deseret out there. And they want to have polygamy and they want to have their own militia and everything like that. They didn't want to assimilate into American way of life. They promoted slavery. The Mormons were massive in slavery. They loved it. They thrive on it. So now why would you have a bunch of illegals come in? Then you start seeing their financials, right? They're literally the richest church on earth, because Vatican, you can't calculate their wealth because a lot of it's land and holdings and just, we know that they're at the pinnacle, but it's the Mormons that have second. It's valued at like $269 billion. But the thing is that they have a humanitarian, right? So they've only given $50 million in humanitarian, right? But for some reason, in 2020, it spiked. It's like 400 something million. Why would it spike? What happened in the US in 2020, everyone? Besides COVID, the invasion.
I need to hook you up with a friend from England, right? He went to prison for doing something he shouldn't have done. Granted, right? Wasn't too bad. Didn't kill anyone. He was just moving about some powder for pharmaceutical companies, and the government didn't like it because he was making more money than them. Anyway, he basically got out, went on a program to re-business and what have you, and this lady approached and was like, yeah, come and work for me. I need you to do A, B and C, and he was really good with accounts. Basically, cut a long story short, he realised that she was acting with fraud, and it all goes back to the Jews again. Yeah, she's Jewish. Yeah, and there's millions and millions of lawsuits. She's tried to cover up her ass. She's tried to sue him for finding out that she's a fraud. And he's practically on his own. So I'm just sitting here, all of a sudden it just came to me and I'm thinking, how can you fight against these people? Who can I bring to the table for him to back him up, to really bring this bitch down? You know? Because you're fighting with Jews again.
But the thing is that what's the only thing that the Jews actually worship?
It's the money.
But the thing is that what happens when the money becomes worthless, they lose all their power. Who gains the power? Trump does. But remember, he's not taking the power. He's not giving the power to him. He's giving the power back to we, the people.
Yes.
That's how massive this is. Oh, the dollar's crashing. Fuck it, let it crash. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit anyways. It's all moving around numbers. That's all it is.
It is, yeah, that's exactly all I'm seeing. It's just numbers moving around everywhere. Everything we do is just for the numbers.
Yeah, it's like print more money. Yeah, that's a great idea. And now, because now we have to look at it, and white gold is, gold's an asset, but
it is.
It's where alchemy comes into play. Because at CERN, they were turning lead into gold. Well, if you can turn lead into gold, well, here's the problem. So you have brain cancer, lung cancer, you have all these cancers, right? You never heard of these cancers back in 1800s, 17, you never heard of any of this, right? Mm-hmm. Anything pre-Rockefeller. Never heard of any of this.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody died by 30, 40. It's like, then how did they have all these massive families? And then you look at the resets that are kicked in, and then even down to the witchcraft, it goes to the Boys and Girls Club, Girl Scouts, MCA, and Trump's doing that on purpose.
Oh, the YMCA.
Yeah, because the thing is, the stag god and all this that they worship, it's the same picture that they have in that when the Rothschilds, when the bitch has the big gold stag on, because the goddesses, they hold their hand in a Y. When they do these chants.
YMCA? No, dude, you're joking. I never knew that.
Yep. And then you think about it, you have the Y, right? The Y family, the Y group. What's left? MCA. What's MCA? That's a Jewish recording studio, guys. They work the magic and all that in the music too.
What do they record there by,
MCA? Oh, MCA was a massive, you got, music. It ranks up there with like Warner Brothers and all that. It's way up there. In fact, what was it?
I was thinking maybe they filmed the Simpsons there.
No. In fact, everybody knows who MCA is, right?
Go on.
Remember when they had Columbia Music House when you could buy like 20 tapes for a penny?
Yeah.
That was all run through MCA. What they do is all these songs that get popular, they put spells on them. That's how they get popular. Like that 6-7, everybody's saying it's all satanic, but you have all these kids saying it. It's like, why?
Give me your best 6-7. Is that what you're talking about?
That's from a rap song, and it's all demonic. It's intentionally to brainwash everyone.
I'm going to tell you something on a spiritual level, guys, my son's autistic, he's 5 years old, and he watches, a lot of alphabets in different in different languages. And he comes up to me and he goes, give me your best 6-7. And I'm thinking, what is this? And I was like, he must be watching something that he should be watching. Let me go and have a little check. And then I see that he's heavily into music. And what they do is they now have something spectacular. This music is absolutely, the guy's showing you how he's making all these great noises together, but then in the corner are different faces, like they're worse than emojis. They're like demonic, different shapes, different eyes, and so they make something good and then they put something bad on it. And I'm just so disappointed, because if you're in the other room, you can hear great music that's playing. He likes his keyboard there, he has his pretend drums and what have you, and he's really multitasking and copying this music, and it's absolutely outstanding. But then you've got a demonic picture. They've really just, everything for kids has just been shitted on. Absolutely shitting on. You can't be next door, listen to good music and think your child is actually just listening to good music. You've got to see what's on that screen. It's terrible.
And also when you start like the songs all of us grew up in, like 70s, 80s, when you start reading the words, it totally puts a dip.
The things that I look back to when I was little, it's absolutely, do you know my first album? Right, when I was little, I said to my brother, can you buy me Bart Simpson and Madonna, the Immaculate? Now, the Immaculate, she's with her legs like that on the front cover, with her legs open wide, and it's the Immaculate Collection. You know, everything about her was so sexualized, and you look back and you go, what the fuck? Our parents let us into this world. Why did they not protest there and then? They didn't want this shit for us. You could put the telly on and you're looking at the red light district, and I was like, what's this? You know, your parents used to just, you know, I mean, the Waltons and that were really good, but half of the stuff and the things I used to eat, pot noodles and crisps and chocolates, and our parents have really let us down, and we have to be the change. We've got to break the change.
But also the thing is, it's not that our parents, especially in America, because America, they have GMOs and everything. That's why we can't export anything to any other country. They don't want our shit. Why? They don't want our beans, corn, and all that, because, well, they ruined it with all these GMOs. That's why Russia's the biggest part of this. That's why the whole Ukraine war started. That's why they want to overthrow Russia, because Russia put, in 2012, they put a Russian Undesirables Act, which was a list of massive NGOs and foundations that are banned from Russia because of them pulling color revolutions. So now he redid it in 2015 to add even more people. And in fact, if you go on, here, you know what? I could pull it up real quick so I could share it for everyone.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Good World News. Do you know I'm still trying to find my my group? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. What does MCA stand for again? MCA?
Was it something agency? It's because you had all the major, you know, like Universal, MCA,
Groups. Let's have a look.
I'll have to find it because I have it on my other.
That's all right. Don't worry. We won't lose sleep over
Cash in the bank, we use it. No, there's no cash in the bank. It's all numbers. You still keep your same numbers. They have all the numbers captured. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, XRP and all that, that's a stable coin.
What do you reckon? I say 6 years.
I mean, you look at XRP, look at all the low ones right now. I mean, those are all the stable coins.
Well, you need to be buying now they're low, so then you make your money when they go up.
Yeah.
That's it.
But my big thing is like crypto. I don't deal with crypto because it's not, I mean, you're buying crypto with fake money, but also you're buying gold and silver with fake money. But at least with gold and silver, you actually have something tangible that you can actually trade in.
Yeah.
That's the big part.
Absolutely.
And now, because I mean, oh my God, this just this month, right? Now, it was supposed to be in February of 2026 was the last minting of the U.S. penny.
Oh,
right?
yes.
But the thing is, it happened 3 months earlier. It happened this month. They printed the last penny. So what they're doing, they're getting rid of fractional banking.
They are, yeah.
Now you have to roll out the new money. That's why the Treasury is printing new currency notes, not bills. They're notes. Big difference between them both. Because a bill, it's like, you know, you look at
because is one backed by gold and one obviously isn't. Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
Because that's the, I mean, what's our money backed by? It's like, oh, it's by our gold reserves. It's like,
no, it's not.
What reserves? We don't have reserves. What about all the gold they stole on 9/11? You know, it's you have to have stuff that's backed by something tangible that you can actually use in everyday life. I mean, this I mean, even down to the mirror, right? When he's talking about the mirror. Oh, don't bump in that mirror. It's 400 years old, right? Why don't you go look up the use of mirrors in Mesopotamian culture and Babylonian culture? It's scrying. They use mirrors in order to summon these demons, right? Well,
that creeps me out, you know that, because it's like I've got wardrobes that have mirrors on them, and I fall asleep and I think, can a demon come through my mirror while I'm sleeping? Because you hear all these stories.
you have to summon them, though. And that's the thing. If Trump has the mirror that they were using in the White House, why was it down? Oh, yeah, it's a 400-year-old mirror. Then if we're only 250 years old, then how do we get it? Where did this mirror come from?
Where did it come from?
Because you think about it. He's talking about a mirror. You look at that tool that was on Elon's nightstand, right? That scepter or whatever it was. They're literally doing the same thing that Hitler's doing. They're going around finding all these artifacts in order to put it all together, because the Ark of the Covenant, guys, it's a fucking weapon.
It is.
The thing is, it's a nuclear weapon. It's like a game-ending weapon. Why is it?
If it goes in the wrong hands, we're screwed. And I know that because a Mason has told me. And they hide it. At one point, I knew where it was. I was actually told. But I couldn't tell you now because I haven't had to catch up with the person for a while. But yeah.
It's at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Trump has it. Because the thing is that they had who took a picture? James O'Keefe took a picture in front of it, right? And it's like, oh yeah, he made a replica of the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that being said.
How does he know the exact dimensions and everything of the Ark of the Covenant? Where's that given? Nowhere. So the only person that could shut down the Ark of the Covenant is the true holder of the office of the Christ. That's Trump. That's why he has it. He's showing everybody that he holds that office. That's what people don't understand. It's like there's always been office of the Christ. There's always been the office of the satanic office. Because when people talk about Jesus Christ, okay, he was one man, but it's the office. It wasn't Jesus Christ. It was Christ Jesus. It's the office title, just like doctor. You say doctor something, right? Well, then if you're an officer of the Christ, then you would be a Christ Jesus. Because Jesus Christ is at 13. You have to go 31. You have to go opposite. It's all mirrored. Everything is. And then when you start really digging into these covens that they have, you have the brick. What's it called? Brick wood. I think it's brick wooden coven or something like that. It's called a wooden brick coven. But all these covens and all these witches, and there was a witch that actually put a spell, a massive a sexual spell on Los Angeles County back in the 70s, early 70s.
Do you know what? Los Angeles, I've got a friend, I spoke to him 2 days ago. He's trying to graft over there from the UK, right? And he's in with his millionaire friends trying to grind it as they do in LA, apparently. He said it's the most demonic place that you will ever be.
Yep. And the original Ark of the Covenant could not be touched by the hand of man. So what's changed? Because Trump's not the hand of man. I am your retribution. Whose retribution exactly, sir? Oh, probably Christ. It's like, Christ didn't come here to teach us to be biblical. Christ told us, like, hey guys, it's a fucking hologram. It's like walk on water. Yeah, you beat the hologram. It's like, this is your world. God created this for you. God didn't create a fucking Bible. He built everything within you. Within our coding, with our DNA. That's why they're constantly hacking our DNA.
Yeah.
Because when you look at Epstein, right? Epstein didn't go to college or anything like that, but all of a sudden he ended up being some top level person. Well, you look at, because the one thing that people have to understand that, when they talk about cardinal points, right? You think north, south, east, west, right? There's only 4. It's like, wrong. There are 6. Also up and down. So if there's 6, and then when you think about the whole, Eastern Hemisphere, Western Hemisphere, and then the top, right? Because that's Eastern Hemisphere, Western, guys. It's a flat plane. It's just cut in half. But you never hear anybody talking about the Eastern Hemisphere. It's always the Western Hemisphere. Where's the Eastern Hemisphere? Right? I mean, that's what we want to know. I mean, why is it that when you look up at the sky, you can see the sun and the moon in the same spot? Then what's on the other side? I mean, where's the moon on the other side? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, none of this does. But this whole witchcraft thing, I mean, this witchcraft, I could not believe that it got this deep. But who are the witches? It's all these pastors in all these churches. Because they keep on spreading, oh, Israel, bless Israel, will be blessed. It's like, you guys are, once again, we're talking about the carnality and the physical manifestations. Those are demonic. It's all about light, love, light, and everything like that. If they showed any compassion, would they be slaughtering all these women and children and raping? I mean, even the head rabbi of the IDF said that raping women in wartime is legal. Raping women is legal. If you're women and children off limits. But that's the thing, when you look at everything with the TikTok, how they're out there prancing around and wearing, like, if you think you're the most moral, but you're out there, like, literally stealing shit out of their safes, stealing all their money, and then, not to mention, they're putting on lingerie and shit like that, and then at the top of these hills, they have places where you could actually pay to watch them destroy Gaza. It's like, no, this was all one big, they have to usher in their king of the world. Their king of the world is not, it's not this worldly. Because if heaven is on earth, right, and everything is below us, everything good, well, then it's not above us. So what's going on above us, right? That's the 3-eye atlas. They're like, okay, well, I think it's time for, Big Daddy to step in and say, no, we're putting a fucking stop to all this shit. I mean, how this is shaping up. I mean, and how many times does Trump say witch hunt? Right? Because they always talk about witch hunt. Well, it's a legitimate witch hunt.
And it's the witch hunt in that, the witches are after him.
And the thing is, they look like ordinary people, but they're actually witches. Like you have what's his name? Oregon, Ron Wyden, right? He's a top level Druid priest. He's also, when you look at Ron Wyden, you look at his wife, right? Well, and then their kids, especially little daughter, that little fucking heathen, right? Because the wife had an aide that was gay, and this little girl, tormented him so much that he committed suicide. A senator's child caused an aide to commit suicide, and not anybody is even talking about it. This is how how many, like Schumer and them, because they're all part of the same coven. It's the mega group. It's all these Jews that are like, they literally, the Tikkun Olam, it's chaos before rectification, because they feel that not only are they responsible for the morality of the Jews, but they feel that they're responsible for the morality of all of us. So if anybody can tell me one thing moral that Israel or the Jews have ever created, I'm all ears. Because who's the biggest donator to AIPAC? OnlyFans. Let that sink in. Yes. Did you know that OnlyFans is the highest grossing per employee? Like NVIDIA, you have NVIDIA and all these top, like Amazon, Facebook, Google, all this, peanuts. Per employee, OnlyFans gained $153 million per employee.
No way.
They created that in order to pretty much degrade women.
That's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, It's just like porn and everything like this, like the tranny shit. Well, where'd all that shit come from? Why do you think Hitler was trying to throw them all out in the 30s?
I'll just get my son to hack them and just bring down the OnlyFans site. Can't we do something like that? Just start hacking these sites and getting them down ourselves.
Well, that's not even, I mean, look at the Roblox. Look at the kid games that they're doing.
Well, Roblox, actually, my friend, his son committed suicide from online bullying, and he really goes now around the schools and he teaches, children and parents about it. And God bless him, he's doing some marvellous work. And he's just gone to Parliament. He's on GB News as well. They're basically going to ban Roblox in the UK, or at least, limit it in some ways. And I said to him, can you do Fortnite and Discord next? Because those two need to go as well. Why are they allowed?
Because they're keeping that open because that's what they're using as back channels.
Yeah, of course they do.
They're all, yep. Because the thing is,
and I can't even make it out. And I'm like, because you can have your own server. Do you know what that is to have your own server?
Yeah.
That just invites every motherfucker you don't want to speak to.
And they do. And in fact, Sean Ryan just had Ryan Montgomery back on, and he went into Roblox and all these games, how they're sitting here and they'll have all these fucking pedophiles on there saying, oh yeah, you want Roblox, Roblox or whatever, and then, hey, if you send me a picture of this and that.
I'll give you some V-Bucks. Yeah.
Yep. And then they sit here and they share it with other people and say, well, if you don't do this, then, we're going to expose it to everyone. That's all.
You know what they did to the boy? They said to him, give me your parents' bank details. This was over time. It was lightly, it was like, it was like theirs, go and put some chocolate up your nose or something, and the last of it was go and hang yourself. But in with this, it was, we want your parents' passport details, and if you don't give it to us, we're going to come and kill them. So he was so scared that he didn't go to his parents and tell them what was going on, and it was just too late. He was 12 years old.
Yeah, and it's all the pedophiles. I mean, if people sit here and say, "Oh, bless," it's like, but look what Ted Cruz's daddy was. Ted Cruz's daddy was one of those pastors.
Oh, really?
In Colombia, but they got run out of there. Why? Why, Ted? And they're like, "Oh, Ted could run for president." Ted can't run for president. His parents emigrated here with a hard E. You can't be president. Just like Marco Rubio can't be president. Parent came from Cuba. You can't. You have to be generational here. You have to have at least one generation here in order to become a president. 35 years old, and you have to be, that's why Kamala couldn't be. That's why they had the doctor up her birth certificate. I mean, because you had two doctor up birth certificates. You had Obama's and Kamala's. And both of them they're trying to push through. But then yet they'll go after Trump over stupid shit. And it's like, well, they don't have anything on them.
I've heard that Trump will be the last president. What's your thoughts on that?
He was the last president.
Is there going to be no one after him? How is that possible?
He's the president as a part of a corporation. You're getting rid of the corporation. You're reestablishing everything back to a constitutional republic.
But who's going to be say for instance, we've got the government over here, yeah? And obviously it's our votes and what have you that, doesn't get the person in because they're nominated through the corruption.
Nominate for their own.
But who's going to be there to guide the UK once, maybe V for Vendetta might be done,
Trump, I mean, he's literally taken out the Queen, and then he took out the King, King Charles. Remember, he walked. Yeah.
So let's do it in a game of chess. Yeah, he's taken out the Queen. He's taken out the King. Who's next?
That now you
don't play chess.
You have to go after all the witches.
It's the witches, right? So it's all you're right, and then it will be all the witches, and then maybe the migrants will go.
Oh, the migrants are definitely going. I mean, and then you have Piers Morgan. That guy's
He's a
That guy
douche.
says that guy's the biggest piece of shit. Oh, diversity is great in the UK. What do you mean diversity is great in the UK?
Is that what you call it? Diversification? I don't think so.
Yeah,
You know that the migrants in the hotels are now being housed in the military bases.
Really?
Yeah. We reported it this week. There's a guy that reports on it. I can't remember his name, guys. If you do, put it in the chat. And he was reporting about it. So, we'll see what happens.
Well, and the thing is, like, you're going to house them at military bases. What can you do in a military base?
Well, they've got the weapons, obviously, there, and they're getting ready. They're going to target the vulnerable, disabled, elderly, and obviously women and children is the targets. But whether we get to that point or not, who knows? Just depends on how quickly the people stand up. I mean, you saw this week what happened with the farmers. You know, they've decided to take all their equipment away. Obviously, they've done that because, you know, they want to control our food supply, and what better way to use the excuse of a protest to take their valuables away to stop them from working?
But how brilliant is that? Right? So
I don't know about brilliant. How are we coming out of it?
but it is. You have to, you can't just look at everything as a cause and effect, right? You have to look at everything, how everything's being played out now. You have to look ahead at least 5 moves, right? So if they're saying, oh, well, yeah, they're going to take all the farm equipment away. Well, remember, Trump says we love our farmers, right? Well, what's everybody stammering for in the UK? We want a leader like Trump. You know, lead UK, fucking Trump.
So what you'll do is you'll start importing over to the UK, and then we'll become a part of America.
No, everybody's getting, England will go back to the English people.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, we're giving power back to the people. That's why we're doing all this, because it's like one big.
Who's going to oversee it? Who's going to be the overledger?
Who the British people put into power.
But I don't think there's anybody of status that is good enough to be. I mean, guys, in the chat, you give me some names that you think should be in charge, apart from Trump or Elon Musk. But
well, you know what? Yeah, you know what?
Elon is compromised. He just plays his own moves. You know, he's not in it for the people. He's in it for himself. He's in it for his technology to be implemented everywhere. You know, he wants.
But that's the thing. I mean, people are like, oh, Elon's bad. It's like, no. Thing is that who's the only person that could actually have these 6,000 patents that Trump has, put them into effect? Because they talk about these 6,000 patents from Tesla, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, who has all the hidden keys to those patents? Trump does. He got them from Pappy John. Remember, John Trump was the one that went in and got all of his files. The FBI had him going to get all the files. Well, they knew that if anything were to happen to Tesla, he wasn't going to put everything directly in there. He wasn't going to say, oh, the death ray and all that. That's why they're inventing stuff.
Someone said Katie Hopkins to be.
Hell yeah. Yes.
I should be doing it with a glass of wine, going, okay, darlings, yes.
She's like, you're all cunts. Go ahead.
Yeah. Jan Halper Hayes. That should be a good one.
Yeah, and you have to look at it this way. It's like, you know, it's somebody that the people back. Not somebody.
Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate running. No. He's no.
Oh, you don't want just one person though. You want a group, and the thing is, it's not just that group. It's like, because here in the U.S.,
Charlie Ward.
Hey, I mean, you know, if you think about it, I mean, anybody's better than Queer Starmer.
Absolutely, 100%. There hasn't been, from when I was born, there hasn't been really a decent person in. I don't think there ever has. It's all just been agenderized. You know, if that's even a word, or if I just made that up, that's what I'm calling it.
Because I think England has been run by witches the whole entire time. Because when you think about it, like when you get knighted, right? That means that you're in the inner circle. So you're in the inner coven.
Yeah, so which is what Tony Blair, Sir Sugar Lord, Sugar Allen, what's his name?
Lords,
you know who I mean.
Yeah, like the House of Lords and all that. It's like, but then you have the Lord's Prayer. It's like, well, why are you calling yourself lords? I mean, it's just like, the Vatican with the Pope saying he's a vicar of Christ. Then you have the Church of England with Protestantism, right?
Yeah.
You have England, they think that he is sent here from God. It's like, you guys, which God? Which God are we talking about? We're not talking about the all creator. They're talking about these demons. I mean, it's basically what it is. I mean, and when you start digging down the witchcraft and you start looking at all these different people, how they all have different names, and it just, I mean, even there's a Borgia map, right? Learn to read the map, right? What if it's the Borgia map? Because, like, why would the Borgia map even come up under witchcraft, right? Well, who's Borgia, right? Remember Caesar Borgia? The guy that they painted as Christ?
Oh, Caesar.
Yeah, Caesar.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and then you had Pope Alexander VI, right? They were big in those sex orgies too. It's all witchcraft.
Yeah, it is.
Demonic. That's all they did. The Vatican is nothing but witchcraft and demonic shit. That's it. They use religion as a tool, because even Karl Marx stated that, in quote, religion is the opiate of the masses.
Talk to me about Egyptian times, when they used to wear the gold and they used to have their mud baths. Do you think there was much going on in those times to do with witchcraft and, because they used to drink out of the copper cups? It's everything we should actually be doing. I think they knew how to activate their inner selves back then.
It's all from the evil mystery schools. It's from the mystery school that Moses went to. Because when you actually look at the whole story about Moses and why the Jews base themselves off the law of Moses, right? But then they come over here and they're like, oh, we need to put all these people, all the Goyim, under the Noahide laws, right? So that if we blaspheme their God, we get beheaded. But it's not their God they're talking about, right? Because everybody's like, they want to build this third temple. They want to bring out the king of the world. They're like, oh, here's Christ. He's coming out. It's like, no, guys, no.
Do you believe that when the temple's rebuilt, do you believe that something catastrophic is going to happen?
Which temple being rebuilt? The one over there? Ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
No, we have 1,800 reasons for that. 1,800 MK-84s on standby. Because you had a 6-day war that almost sank the USS Liberty. Trump came out and said, oh, the 12-day war, right?
Yeah.
Iran, right? Because he made sure that he told us it was a 12-day war. Well, if everything's power of threes, 6, 12, what's the next one in a circuit, right? 18. If there's 1,800 MK-84s that were supposed to be sent to Israel for them to use, why would we give them 1,800 bunker busters? They're for Israel. We didn't say how they were going to get delivered, but they're for them. Because the funny thing is, they did all this under the cover of a stealth bomber. Because the mission that they ran over in Iran, right? They sent 3 stealth bombers one way, they sent 7 the other. But they only say that 3 stealth bombers did the bombing run. Where are the other 7? They're on standby. They're just waiting for the green light. Because when all this comes out about Israel, because you have them tied to Epstein, you have them tied to 9/11. I mean, USS Liberty. It just goes all the way down the line. But it's their coven of witches. Because in the Borgia map, right? Because they don't know when it was made, but they're like, oh, it was a decorative piece. Here, let me pull it up. It's stupid, is what it is. Oh wait, what was it?
What's I going to ask you? Forgotten. I nominate Julianne. I nominate Julianne too. You would be brilliant. She's admin for my bots in the Insiders Club chat. She's absolutely amazing.
All right. So if you look on the Wikipedia for the Borgia map, right? All this came all the way down from witchcraft. It came to this map. I'm like, okay, well, why is this map so big, right? So it says mainly a decoration piece. Right there, you should they already sowed the seeds of doubt within the first sentence. It says the Borgia map is a world map made sometime in the early 15th century, sometime. Engraved on a metal plate, its workmanship and written explanations make it one of the most precious pieces of the history of cartography. So you literally, you're a hypocrite, is what you are in this first paragraph. Because if it's one of the most precious pieces of the history of cartography, how can you say it's a decoration piece? Here's why. It says the exact year when the Borgia map was created is unknown. Well, if it's unknown, then why do they say sometime in the early 15th century? But it says one source argues that the map must date from sometime before 1453. Another source suggests the map was made around 1450. Okay, well, that's cute. Sometime before 1453. Wait, pop quiz, guys. I was born sometime before 2011. Does that tell you exactly when I was born? Nope, not at all. So now it says in late 18th century, it always ends up in an antique shop, right? It didn't just end up in an antique shop. Thieves got it, they sold it, that's what they do. So it became part of the collection of Cardinal Stefano Borgia. The script appearing on the map identifies being South German. However, nothing about the authorship of the Borgia map is known. So you don't know who did it, you don't know when it was written, but then you're going to say it's a decoration piece. Got it. Emphasis on history and the traditional nomenclature, names, terms, principles suggest that it was originally designed as a historical map for use in a library or school, right? So if this is a historical map for use in a library or school. You know what the funny thing about the globe is? Go out to a store and say you want to buy a globe, right? Look at the tag on the globe or turn upside down. They have it written. It's not for educational purposes. The globe is not if it's not for educational purposes, why do you have it in schools?
It's for, yeah, if it's not for educational purposes, what is it for then?
Yep. So it says on the Borgia map, the Garden of Eden is positioned near India Superior, the mouth of the Ganges, and is portrayed as a land of marbles and precious stones. It's also quite close to China, a country which represents by tiny figures collecting silk from trees. Tiny figures, right? Yeah. The Babylonian, Alexandrian, Carthaginian, and Roman empires are emphasized on the map in an orderly sequence, so it's not decorative. Of the chaotic Italian state at the time, the mapmaker comments that Italy, beautiful, fertile, strong, and proud, from a lack of a single lord, has no justice. Special mentions are made of the various crusades, including Charlemagne's campaign in the Iberian Peninsula. So it is historical. It's not a decorative piece. Crusading in Northeast Europe, Africa, and Nicopolis. And the future threat, in quotes, of the Gog and Magog, who are described specifically as Jews.
Oh, wow.
So
there it is.
Where is Gog and Magog?
Go on.
Ukraine and Israel. There's your Gog and Magog. Now you have Ukraine collapsing.
Yes.
Command fell. Now they're starting to find all the money laundering and all that.
Yeah.
There's your Magog. Gog's next. That's Israel.
Yeah, yeah.
Ukraine was already always going to be a second Israel.
Yeah.
Because they want this greater Israel project. Because why did they need that land? Because, well, back in the day, because this all goes back to the Kabbalah, right? It's Lurianic Kabbalism, right? That's the Sabbatean, the Frankists, they're all under that, right?
Kabbalah, Kabbal.
Yep. See how they. So now you go all the way back to this, and why they want to do it, because the first Talmud, because you have the Babylonian Talmud and the Jerusalem Talmud, right? Both horrible books, right? But you only have position of one. They need Babylon. That's the whole Greater Israel project, because there are Talmudical academies in Jerusalem and in Babylon and all that. But then they started bringing Talmudical academies over to the U.S. The first Talmudical academy was in Baltimore. The funny thing is, what else is based in Baltimore? The Open Society Foundations. Soros. So now we look at Soros, right? This is when the whole Madeleine McCann thing blows up, right? Because why did Podesta and his brother take Madeline McCann? Because she had the mark of Cain. It's the mark in the eye.
In the eye.
Same mark that Soros has, where your pupil, where it's actually there's a
Yeah.
line that goes through it, right? Madeline McCann had the same one. That's why they had to get her.
But have you seen the girl that claims that she is Madeline?
She
has something in her eye.
Yeah.
Is that coincidence? It's not her.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's the thing. She had that thing in her eye. That was the biggest part. That's why they had to go get her. Because they know where these people are. They have all the medical records, everything. That's what they do. They go around getting these kids. Because kids are that's the real power of the world.
Yeah.
That's why it's going for them.
Wow.
I mean, but it's not specks. It's like a line. It's like it's not a perfectly round pupil. Isn't
it in the white bit of her eye? Or am I making it up?
Well, because the white, because nothing touches the white. It's because you have your iris and your cornea.
Yeah.
Well, your iris dips into your cornea, but it doesn't hit anything white, and it's always in that eye. That's why they went and got her.
Wow.
I think if it's all run by witchcraft and witchery, and you can even look up Jew witchery. They actually have a page for Jew witchery. I mean, no, I'm dead serious. I mean, they do. I
saw the eye. Let me go through this question as well. Will you ever write a book? I bet you'd be 1,000 pages.
Right here.
One day.
So when they say you're anti-Semitic, calling you anti-Semitic neo-paganism.
Paganism, because you're against paganism.
Because they want to reconstruct the ancient Semitic religions, mostly practiced by Jews in the United States. What do they want to bring back? Yahweh bad, Canaanites bad. That's what they want to bring back. They're bringing back during the growth of neo-paganism in the United States throughout the 1970s, mainly in California. Remember? Good old Isaac Bonewitz. Here, I can even, let's see. Well, I mean, if anybody wants to write that down, and then. Here you go. That's him. Neo-Druid, who wrote a number of books, and born in Royal Oak, Michigan. It says right here, he enrolled at UC Berkeley in 1966 and graduated in 1970 with a Bachelor of Arts in Magic, perhaps becoming the first and only person known to have ever received any kind of academic degree in magic from an accredited university. And of course, it's Berkeley. Because how many problems have we had with Cal Berkeley, right? The whole Western Seaboard and all the colleges, all these universities, they're all run by witches, druids, and all this shit because they have to keep it going. I mean, even an 18-year-old Bonewitz was also recruited by the Church of Satan, but left due to the political and philosophical conflicts with Anton LaVey. Well, why is Anton LaVey going to come into play here shortly? Because who's his daughter? Zena Schreck, also Zena LaVey. And who is she? Taylor Swift.
What?
It's just like Erica Kirk's actually Erica Kirk.
Sorry. Just rewind.
Yeah. Taylor Swift is actually Zena LaVey. It's Anton LaVey's daughter. They do rituals. That's how they. Because when you look at Zena LaVey, Zena Schreck, being a pop singer, all shit, and you compare it to Taylor Swift, and you look at them the same way. It's just like Erica Kirk and Erica Kirk. Because
interesting. Wow.
Claude Kirk, right? Well, Claude Kirk had a wife, right? And the thing is that 1966, he was elected governor, and right here, massive population growth in Florida and the Apollo 11 launch from Merritt Island. Why is that so big? There's only one runway on Merritt Island. It's runway 33 for NASA, right? The funny thing about Merritt Island is it's 90% run by these druid occultist witches. They own it. So now at NASA, remember what's NASA in Hebrew? It means to deceive. It's all witchcraft. It's all evil. Remember, they thought the sheep would follow the stars because they're like, oh, we're going to see these plants. They're all demons. You're not busting out of the firmament. What are you guys doing? It's all demonic witchcraft.
Makes sense as well. Do you remember when Elon Musk was wearing, what was that outfit that he was wearing?
Oh, that,
The red and black one.
yeah, the satanic one with the upside down cross and all
It
that.
was satanic, yeah.
Yeah.
So he must be part of it then. He must be into witchery.
Well, the thing is, you have to play the game, right?
Well, that's when you say, is it a game or is he part of it? I'm going to say I sit on the fence, but I'm very open-minded to all possibilities.
See this person right here?
Richard Nixon with Kirk and his wife.
That's Erica Kirk. Her literal name is Erica Kirk. It was Erica Matfield Kirk. The funny thing about her is that how she got the United States. She was born in Germany. Yeah, she was born in Germany. Then she met some guy. Then they went to Africa, and then they went to Brazil. Well, why would Brazil be so big? Remember the boys from Brazil when they were doing all the cloning? That's what they're doing down there. That right there is Erica Kirk. It
looks like Erica Kirk.
Yeah, and you start digging at her.
So is she a clone? Is Erica Kirk a clone of Erica Kirk?
It's just like
a demonic version. Because we can't say that first Erica Kirk is demonic in any way.
Well, actually, we could. Because why was she so? Because the thing is that why do they always originate in Germany, right? What's in Germany? The Black Forest, right? It's all witchcraft.
Yeah.
Because they lifted the Witchcraft Act in 1951. What happened was that the EU also understood and rescinded it, right? So like, all these fake people that say they're this, that they could be arrested, right? Fake ones. If you're a real one, keep it going. But why did the EU take that off, right? So they're allowing witchcraft, which allows them the Black Forest.
This is a good question. Is there any good witchcraftery? Like, could I say, right, you know what? I've had enough of this black witchcraft. I want to do some good. But I'm religious, so I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
I believe that everything that happens is through the will of God, through Jesus Christ, and that's what makes me be able to, I live in hope, faith, and gratitude, and that's how I can manifest things through the will of God. And I can't say that my life is bad. It's good because I, hold that very true to myself. But is there good witchery?
Yeah, because the thing is, they tell us that the wizards and warlocks will not be defeated, right? Well, when they have war in a kill box, right? That means that we're at peace. But also under the 13 druids, there was a guy, I'm trying to remember his name. But him and his wife were part of it, the whole druid. And he, what was it? He was a CIA, he worked for the CIA. But the thing is, he was only in like one movie, and it was like called The Hostage. In fact, let me pull it up.
The Hostage, yeah, I think I...
Oh, but the thing is that The Hostage, then you... See, the thing is that there were also like a lot of hostage movies, right? So...
yeah.
Let's see. No, 67. Yeah. There it is. All right. So, The Hostage, 1967 film, right? This is the only thing I found with Leland Brown. This guy right here. Right? Well, The Hostage was based on a novel, right? So, of course, Don Kelly, TV actor's career was cut short when he died shortly after making this movie. Always a sacrifice of the movies. The plot centers on a young boy who becomes a hostage after he is accidentally closed inside a moving van.
Huh.
Are you sure it's hostage? Or was it child trafficking?
Oops, I just fell into the van and I became a hostage.
Yeah. So then that's the Leland Brown. Now, the thing about Leland Brown is that he had access to a certain computer at the CIA called the Warhawk computer.
Yeah.
So when you say wizards and warlocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have wizards and warlocks, but then you have sorcerers and witches.
Yeah.
So witches, they're the bad ones. The wizards and warlocks are the good ones. That's the difference between black and white. It's just like hacking. Everything's black and white.
Yeah, like the dark, the light, the devil, the angels. There's always has to be an opposite to something.
Then it gets darker because irony always finds its way towards us. There's also a hostage film in 1917. Why 1917 is so big? 1917, 1923 is when the world went to shit, when the Jews started overtaking everything with communism. They started moving eastward. Say, no. They're the ones who created communism. Because right now they're like, oh, they think the Jews run the world. We can prove it. We just want all of you to go away. That's it. And that's what Operation Warp Speed will do. Because they don't realize that all the vaccines that they took, they're not going to make it. Because they created the vaccines in order to kill us off. And then the ones they didn't kill off will be enslaved.
So they're gonna try and enslave us through, obviously, with digital IDs and Oh, did you hear in the UK that they want to open a massive? Oh, is it Chinese embassy, guys? That I reported the other day for the UK. Do you know what? As fast as news comes in, it comes out of my brain. It is, yeah, Chinese embassy in the UK. And you're telling me that they're not going to bring in their communism and digital IDs and have every camera they've got on every street already, the credit score system. Come on, it's here.
But the thing is, we're looking at China and Russia like they're our arch enemies. They made China and Russia. It's always been the Jews. The Jews created the communism because you have the CCP, but then you also have the good faction under Xi with all the elders, the Chinese elders.
Well, so okay, let's get it. We've got the good Chinese elders and Xi Jinping and obviously Putin. They're good, yeah?
Yeah.
So who's making a deal with who to get this credit score system coming over here, Like obviously Starmer's the one that's, running all of this because someone's telling him from above.
Yeah, it's the witches. It's the witches that are doing all these witches, yeah. Because the Jew witchery, that's why everybody's like, in the UK, they're like, oh, they're going to have a Chinese embassy. Not one person says anything about an Israeli embassy, do they? Not one person says anything about the court of British, do they? But then why is it that everybody's like, oh, well, we have to appease this group, but yeah, fuck everybody because they're God's chosen people. Then who the fuck are we? Which God chosen people? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, the whole thing is that, remember, Jacob was renamed Israel. Israel means, the definition of Israel is one who wrestles with God. That's when the covenant changed. They were not allowed to go back into the bloodlines because of all their blood sacrifice. They never stopped. But then they had Arthur Balfour, that was a part of the Society of, I forgot what the hell it is, but he's a part of it. Well, if he's a part of that, and then what happened? He's the one that signed the letter for Rothschild, the 65-word letter that says, oh yeah, you can have mandatory Palestine. Why? Because they need that in order to do their massive rituals. Because if that happened, then you see Epstein Island, then you see all these islands that are probably on ley lines. That's how all the covens and everything, they do all the covenant witchery on ley lines. And on specific holidays too.
Yeah, there's really demonic places. Like there's a Bermuda Triangle, right?
That's where the Illuminati are.
In London, you've got the same. Greenwich. Greenwich. Fucking hell, I've lost my words. Mean. Greenwich Mean Time. I mean, it's in the words, you know, from where they obviously, it's demonic. And I have a friend that lives in that area, and his neighbours, they've got black eyes.
Ooh.
They are teaming up on him with the police, with the NHS. I keep going on about it. The City of London, yeah. And he's a man of God. He's a life coach. He saves people's lives, and he's being attacked, and he can't move, and they're slowly grinding him down, and it is witchcraftery, and he's in the most demonic area of London, I personally believe. How do you get out of that? You just have to keep your guard up and survive until something changes.
Oh yeah. So now,
yeah, ley lines have a lot to answer for. You're right.
So now I just want to point this out. So this film was released on September 10th, 1917, right? So now this film has something to do with everything, because if you look at all the, September 10th with Charlie Kirk and then September 11th, it's like right around there. Even Benghazi was done in 2011 or 2012 on 9/11. It's like that's when you're going to have these massive, because in 1979, there was a Jerusalem terrorism conference in Israel put on by Benjamin Netanyahu, also known as John J. Sullivan and John J. Sullivan Jr., and also Ben Netteh, for those scoring at home in the U.S., that he's collecting Social Security checks too, guys. Just letting you know. So now with him, he put that in because his brother was killed in that whole Entebbe raid on July 4th, right? So he's all pissed off. So why is it that you had the Jerusalem one, and then you had one in Washington, and now all of a sudden you're seeing counterterrorism, and then Homeland Security. You're like, oh, Homeland Security, on X, it was, directed, whatever VPN, it was directed back to Israel. It's like, do you think Department of Homeland Security was created to secure the United States? It's to secure Israel. Then when it all comes back to this, right? The hostage, right? So start looking through this, and it's like many American films of the time, the hostage was subject to cuts by city and state film censorship boards. Chicago Board of Censors orders cut of the first two torture scenes, and the flashing of 4 additional torture scenes, right? Why would torture scenes be so big in this, right? Well, Robert Thornby directed silent films, right? His ability to work with and direct both children and animals led him, while with the Keystone Comedy Studio, also known as Keystone Kiddies, direct 4 of the Little Billy films. Also, he directed The Fox, right? Fox 3. But also Fox 3 are the 3 Fox sisters that created a religion up there during the whole Great Awakening. 4 Great Awakenings that happened in New York, those created all the demonic religions. Because all these religions they have out here, it's all demonic, everything. Because you don't have to go to they said you don't have to go to a place of brick and mortar. And it's like just by having a podcast, just by being online and all that, you're holding a church, because you're actually moving information back and forth. But when you look at this, like a wasted sacrifice, right? Our children, the passing of Joe Mary, the race, Sandy and Shorty work together, Sandy and Shorty at the circus, Sandy gets Shorty a job, Sandy and Shorty start something, when friendship ceases, his lordship Billy Smoke, Back to Eden, Little Billy's city cousin, the race, kid love. Let that sink. Kid love. her maternal right. Guys, these are all kids' films. So now, when we go back to the hostage, what were the torture scenes? Who were they torturing? I mean, shit gets dark. I mean, this has been going on for millennia. And then now you see with the cartoons and Disney and everything. Because
give me a few films, Jason, for me to have a look at, to kind of like, oh, you know, this is interesting. Let's do a bit of decoding, or, you know, what do you reckon?
Man, I wouldn't even know where to go with that. Honestly, I mean, yeah, I mean, look at look at
anything on Netflix, isn't it? Every single film.
Beauty and the Beast, right? Remember, she was shacking up with the Beast before he turned into a prince. Isn't that bestiality?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is this, and it goes back to Claude Kirk. Claude Kirk was the one that gave that put in the here, let me pull him up again.
Pinocchio. I am recording, guys. Don't worry. We are still recording.
So when we go back to Claude Kirk, and this is where, I mean, this shit's so deep. I mean, what the hell? So remember, he was there for the whole tenure for Vietnam War, civil rights movement, desegregation. Why was he there? Because he's a witch. I mean, literally, if the Apollo 11 launched from Merritt Island, they didn't go to the moon. It's all bullshit.
Charlie Kirk,
right?
Saying Charlie Kirk is a witch.
Well, this is Claude Kirk.
Oh, Claude Kirk.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Charlie was doing amazing work, or he perceived to be, you know, walking in the light of God.
Are we sure about that?
Really? He just perceived to be?
He was tied to the Calvary Church.
Oops.
The Calvary Church is demonic. It's all the same with that that Rob McCoy, the pastor. Did you know he ran psychological operations for the military? Kind of weird, isn't it? Odd. So then you look at this. There was a part that this is insane. Just go down here. Yep. But right here. In May 1967, in response to lobbying from the Walt Disney Company, Kirk signed into law legislation which created the Reedy Creek Improvement District and granted the Walt Disney Company self-governing status near the area where Walt Disney World was being constructed. And what's Disney famous for? Child trafficking.
Do you know what's funny?
Well, who else is famous for child trafficking in Romania? Eric Kirk.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, and he was only in for once. And the thing is, July 17, 1969, Apollo 11. Now, the thing is that I'll have to find, because I have her stuff at home.
Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry. We can do it on the next one anyway. I find it fascinating, actually, that they would try anything to get children to go to Walt Disney. I've had a friend, his children got taken from Walt Disney, so I know that it happens. When I was 13, I was a semi-finalist in a poetry competition, and I was invited to go to the semi-finals to win, obviously, the poetry competition, but I couldn't go because my parents didn't really believe in that and wasn't going to fund me going to America. So I'm glad I didn't go, because you know, I could have been trafficked. You know when they say like this, you're three steps away from a rat. You know, you might be only 3 steps away from a person that's in corruption. You know, that's how I see it now. Just don't trust anybody, because it is actually a small world, and I think it's really easy to be trafficked, for sure.
Oh, and that's what they do all the modeling. All the modeling.
The modeling. Yeah.
All these kids, what is it? The fashion shows for the kids, how they, John Benet Ramsey and all that, they whore them up so they could.
Yeah. Do you know what? I dodged that as well because I used to do a bit of modelling for a few people, and it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel godly. I had grown up quite, a religious family, so even though I wanted to do these things because I've been indoctrinated to from a young age, and you think, wow, a model. If you did modelling, you were, a superstar. But it didn't feel right, and I'm glad that I always went with my instincts. Do you know what I find funny as well? On TikTok, you'll see Celine Dion now, and you'll see Mel Gibson. Back in the day, you would never ever would you see such a high status celebrity on social media that you could interact with. But you see them live. It's not the person. And I think, how desperate are they in Hollywood now to go live on TikTok for 1,000 people?
That is really them.
But that's how Hollywood is the house of cards are falling down, and that's why they don't know what to do with themselves anymore. So yeah, but listen, wow, we've actually been hours and hours, and I've absolutely loved it.
But I got one more thing to point out.
Yeah, you finish.
Right here. It says a divorcee when he took office. Kirk, then 41, married German-born Erica Matfield, 33, February 18, 1967. She was an actress who he had met during an unsuccessful business venture in Brazil. You know what the funny thing is? How did Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk meet? During a business trip of Charlie's in New York. Huh?
In New York?
Yep.
The most corrupted...
California.
Yeah.
It says from his final marriage, he had 2 daughters and a son. Right? So, isn't it just ironic that Erica Kirk is now talking about, they're talking about how she's pregnant, right? Well, how did she get pregnant after Charlie was dead?
Sorry? Is she pregnant?
That's what's going around. She was even talking about it. She's like, she's like, just like the whole JD, there's so much JD and all this. It's like, why does Erica Kirk want to move to Tennessee?
Who's the dad in Tennessee?
No, there's other people in Tennessee, like Lou Taylor, that had Britney Spears and all that shit. They're all part of churches. They're all part of these Calvary churches. All these witches, it's all demonic. Every bit of it.
So back in the day, there's something wrong with my internet, sorry. I don't know why it's slowing down, but anyway, back in the day, like Beyonce and the girls, they're all church choir girls. Katy Perry, her background came from a church. Yep. So it's perceived to be that they were coming from a godly place. But now we know today, it's all witchcraftery, and it's, on the wrong side.
Every bit of it. I mean, all of it. I mean, you can't, the thing is that, let me see. I got one more picture to show. Because this
Go on.
My mind. Because there was a video that came out of, I'm gonna read the and this is on her ex, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 113 weeks ago, right? It says 13 months with you, baby girl, and you've proven them all wrong. Why would she point it out after 13 months? Right? It says them culture. What the unbelievable amount of lies that surround motherhood, from body image expectations to diminishing the precious role of being a wife and a mother, to the pressure of getting your old life back. Don't buy the lie. Don't dilute this blessing of being a wife and a mother. And let's see. Being caught up in the same fact that your life will never be the same. This is where it gets crazy. That's the whole point. God's grace finds you exactly where you are and never leaves you where it found you. Rise up. You're the guardian of the home for this next generation. Why did she say that the guardian, right? Well, I'll show you why. So this was the ultrasound, because they briefly put it on there. This is the ultrasound that Erica, Kirk, and Charlie's on his phone, and they're looking at this, right? So I haven't seen too many ultrasounds, right? But why is there a star here, a star here, and a star here?
That looks quite strange.
Yeah, because at first people are like, well, that's a measuring it. It's like, that's not even a straight line. If they were measuring it, these would be like black crosses across here and across here, but they're slanted, right?
Yeah. That's definitely not
what exactly
lines of.
Yeah, what did she give birth to? Because now, if Erica Kirk, remember, she had 2 daughters and a boy, right? And Charlie and her already had 2 kids, right? Are they his kids? Because nobody's seen the face of them. They're trying to protect him. Really? Why are you so? If you're the face of the organization, well then, and then Erica steps in. Who's watching the damn kids? You're sitting here about motherhood and all this, but they're promoting this feminism, because feminism leads. It's all under this whole demonic thing. Because feminism brings out the mother goddess, the one that they worship, which is Semiramis, and Tammuz, which is the Mother Mary and the Jesus that they show in the manger, like they showed in the last Easter at the Vatican, where they had the 7 things coming out of Christ's head. Guys, that's not Christ. Funny, 7, right? 7 planets, 7 stars: Mercury, Venus, Saturn. I mean, this whole thing. I mean, I would have more if I had any of the paperwork in front of me. I didn't bring anything with me, so it's all just was off the top of the head. But I mean, if anybody wants, I mean, they could go and watch some of our previous shows, because I mean, we go into this hardcore. It's like now it's getting to the covens, and now it's getting real complex, because you have all these different players, all these different covens. And now you see why it's a witch hunt. They're actually trying to find these people that are, because if it's good and evil, well, then what does evil use? Evil uses dark magic and sorcery. That's it. And you guys are not going to believe this, right? Guess who this all goes back to?
Go on, tell us.
Let me see.
Put us out of our misery.
You'll be like, no.
Oh dear. Do you know I'm still trying to find my Telegram channel? Unbelievable.
Do you want to know what everything goes back to?
Go on. Steve Jackson Games.
And what do you see here? Remember, the one that created the Illuminati card game. But there's also this card.
Are you talking about card games?
The Illuminati card game. Do you know
I told you, they sit there on the top of the table and they play cards, and it's the good versus the bad, and they're both sitting around a table and they're playing their cards. I'm telling you, this must be the game.
Yep. And that's it. When you look at all the Illuminati cards and you see like the Trade Center sign, it's all witchcraft. But they're like, oh, Steve Jackson here. There's 2 of them. There's also a Steve Jackson in the UK that's a part of Covens. So who's doing the artwork? That's what they're doing. He's doing the artwork. I mean, all these games in these Illuminati and everything, that's how, learn to play the game, right? But the funny thing is that, remember how they talk about War Games, the movie?
Yeah.
You know what the funny, you know what's happening tonight? At, was it, let me see. Oh, 1 second. Oh, no.
So can't we get these cards and kind of predict with these cards what their next move is going to be? Is that going to be your next decode?
We have all the cards.
You have?
We went through cards a long time ago. Oh, yeah. I mean, but here, WrestleMania, right? So this came out on the 26th. WWE Survivor Series needs to be WrestleMania, jumping off point with little else at stake in War Games.
Huh.
Would you like to play a game? How about a nice game of chess? But also, what were they playing? Right? They were playing tic-tac-toe, right? Whopper was playing tic-tac-toe, right? So now...
How do you play tic-tac-toe? How do you play tic-tac-toe? Oh, okay, noughts and crosses. Oh, thanks, Danny. I knew the name, I just couldn't.
Okay, so I got, you guys are gonna love this, right? So we're gonna point out how they're playing tic-tac-toe. See this?
It's gonna be funny. Get ready for it, guys. We should just maybe have a Zoom one day and just play ourselves for the fun of it and say, right, this is what the outcome's going to be.
But they're playing it right now, and people don't even realize it. See this ID number 000000?
Is that a reset?
That happens to be
on the tic-tac-toe.
United States Southern Command, right? U.S. Southcom, right? Why did they cancel? They closed the entire airspace over Venezuela and surrounding areas. They closed off, right? Well, what surrounding areas are near Venezuela? How about all those pedophile islands? Because the United States Southern Command deals with that, right? Remember, they sent all the ships down there. They're like, hey, we're going to Venezuela. It's like, are you serious you're going to Venezuela? Or are you guys going to Mexico to get all the cartels too? Because why this so, right? So this is actually located in Doral, Florida, right? But that's not the big one. The big one is the NATO map symbol. It's 6 X's. If you play tic-tac-toe, what do you use? Use X's and O's. There's 6 X's and there's 6 O's. They're literally playing tic-tac-toe, but right now they're going to Doral, right? They're running everything out of the Southcom, right? Well, that's what Trump's running. Because what people don't understand is that Trump has plenary powers. Because all this, they're like, oh, all these tribunals, everything. But it had to last this long because they had to show everybody that, well, one is shit, and Article 3 of the Constitution is shit. You have the legislative and judicial. The only one you could trust right now is the executive, is Trump, right? So now you talk about ICE and how the ICE budget was the 3rd largest military in the world, right? Why is everything going through ICE and not the military? Because the ICE actually is the military. But if you run everything through ICE, you control the Article 2 courts, which are the immigration courts. So now that falls under the executive. That falls under Trump. Now you bring in the 600 JAG officers that they made military judges, and they put them all in the United States in the immigration courts because they said that they're going to use the immigration courts to try misdemeanors. How about we just go with the full-blown treason definition of high crimes and misdemeanors? They're using the 600 JAG officers, 600 plus JAG officers that they made into judges, into military judges, so they could hold the tribunals within the United States. This is going to be Nuremberg, cocaine, crack, meth, everything. Everybody's going down. Everybody.
Wow. ICE equals 17. Thanks, Diana.
Wow. And we were at the Doral in Trump in April, May. And I mean, that's the thing. I mean,
do you know next year we're going to be coming to either Nashville or Texas, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, so get prepared, guys.
Okay, let's go.
Because I haven't been to America yet. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to be on the next trip, 100%.
Well, hopefully it'll be cleaned up by then. But I mean, I think all this shit's getting ready to pop off now because it was. Let me see.
I heard that that there's going to be another government shutdown, most probably before the end of the year, I think, or January.
Well, remember that January 30th was the cutoff, right? And Why would they make the 30th? Why wouldn't it go to the end of the month? Why is it 1:30? Because 131 is NatSec e-briefing. The economic briefing, 3:02 a.m., is when they put the codes in and codes command action. But now you look at this, and 3 posts were made today.
Today?
Right? Yes.
Wow.
A picture is worth many sentences, right? But are they referring to this picture? Or are they referring to the picture of them gunning down the 2 National Guard soldiers within D.C.? Because what D.C.? Why this is so big? There's the home rule law, right? Where these independent cities think that they could, well, we're going to govern ourselves and not rely on the state or anything. That's why you have sanctuary cities and states. That's an insurrection.
So am I right in saying that these Q posts are reposted from 2018? Because you said there's 3 posts that have been posted today. Where are they being posted? They're not new Q posts because there isn't any new ones, is there? So who is reposting them? What and why are they waking us up and reminding us of those posts now? Like, this person must know that it's significant that today we need to know this post from 2018.
Well, who has control of the Orion Cube? Not them. We do. Future proves past, right? So it says, has POTUS ever made a statement that has been proven to be correct in future, right? What did Trump say in his first term? They're going to bring their rapists, their murderers, they're going to empty their jails, their mental asylums. What'd they do? They did exactly what he said.
He did.
Why?
Yeah.
He even says, a sign of intelligence is the ability to predict the future. Well, the thing is that intelligence, like, well, if you're following the Q drops and you're following what's going on in the Q drops, it's making you intelligent because you're being able to predict the future, because what they're doing is they're running the cycles on such a short wave that we could pick up both cycles at once. We're not seeing like this whole 100-year cycle these Jews like to run in because they have the Jewish American century. Oh, is this the end of the Jewish American century? What do you mean Jewish American century? But because you guys failed here, there, and even they're like, oh, we'll just go to what was it? India or something like that. It's like, that's what Ben Shapiro said. But right here, it says think timing, think Senate lock. We have the lock, think Senate lock. The Senate lock would be ending the filibuster. Because then all you need is 51 votes to push everything. If we have 53, 47, you can push everything in. Because if it's ever 50-50, you guys send J.D. Vance and say, bitch, you're doing this because you're fucked too. Because he's tied directly to Peter Thiel, to all this demonic shit. Keep your friends close, your enemy closer. Think Supreme Court lock, right? But is it Supreme Court lock? But who controls the Supreme Court? It's all Republicans. Because you have 3 dissenters, right? Locked in. Who is loaded? Who is? USMC. Why are they loaded?
How are they, you know, this is a really good question. How are they planning to remove Benjamin Netanyahu? Because Israel, he needs to be taken out. Will they ever take him out? Or will they mold him and come, or will they make a compromise with him?
But it's not him.
He's an evil bastard. He needs to be.
But it's the whole Israeli. It's the whole Jewish society that's evil. It's not just one person.
No, of course, but you know, he's meant to be a leader. Obviously, you know. But
yeah, that's why you have 1,800 issues that you could easily rectify the problem with. Just call the bunker busters. Because what do they have underground? Because remember they're talking about the tunnels in Gaza. Oh, they're building tunnels in Gaza. How? But then you guys said that you guys built something underneath the Al-Shiva hospital, that you built a bunker in the tunnels. Who built the tunnels? Why'd you need to go in there? Because they needed all the land to do all of their evil shit. Because you can't think that, oh, Hamas is using the tunnels. Well, if we use Occam's razor, well, you guys are using tunnels in New York. So you guys are using tunnels here, and you guys are doing all your witchcraft and witchery out there. I mean, they even had goats that were disemboweled and their organs. Their intestines were shaped out like a pentagram. This is how evil that whole society is. They hate us, and they think we're goyim. They think we're beasts. But then yet, they want everybody, oh, well, once the witch hunt's over, boom, pull the executive order protecting anti-Semitism. neo Neo-Semitic paganism. I mean, paganism. Well, they all worship Satan. It's literally it's the symbolism that'll be their downfall, because the six-pointed star. It's like, no, that's not a Star of David. There's no Star of David. It's in the Bible. There's never been a Star of David. It's a Star of Remphan. Christ even says it. Star of Remphan. That's your God, the devil. Well, that's the six. Yeah, it's your hexagram.
You know what, it really just makes me think, like, how many times I've gone to church and, drank the wine and had the bread in Jesus's name, and now I'm like, wow, it's just a ritual.
But and that's the thing. It's all cannibalistic ritual. It's all ritual sacrifice. It's all, the incense, every bit of it. It's we weren't meant to do that. That's why, you have people, they used the Q drops in order to create a church, a place where like-minded people could come in and spread ideas and spread information that you could spread out to the masses. That's exactly what Christ did.
Yeah.
The thing is, we have to find the truth. So if we dig for the truth, that's why our words are more powerful than ever now, because when you come on and you start speaking the truth, you better have the shit to back it up. Because if you don't, you're another one of these fucking lackeys that is trying to sit here and make money. Be a patriot.
Yeah.
If you're not putting forth, if you are not accelerating people's thinking and their concept of what reality truly is,
you're
not doing anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, that's about what I got. I mean, but yeah, there's a lot happening, guys. But all this, all this infighting. Don't worry about any of it. You're watching a movie, right?
It's all pantomime, guys. Get your popcorn, your chocolate, your milkshake, your hot dog.
The Central Casting is also the Mossad. Remember, the Mossad are the directors in this movie, in their movies.
Yeah.
So the Mossad are the directors, and the CIA have direct control of Hollywood. The CIA and Israel were created about the same time, because it went from the OSS that was overseas. Jeez. And then they brought the CIA here. Because the CIA base is between France and Switzerland. 19,500 feet underwater. It separates France and Switzerland. That's why when they talk about France being bad, France is just as bad.
Oh, I think it's hilarious about what's going on with Candice Owens and being sued by...
And then they're putting hits out on her, right? Well, all you have to do is take a DNA test. You're actually proving your guilt.
You can actually just have an x-ray of your pelvis. Will tell you everything. You don't even need DNA.
But that's the thing. They said they're going to show
pictures it out.
And pictures and scientific evidence. Like, no. If you guys are sitting here and say, oh, well, we have to stick this swab up your nose in order to see if you have COVID, well, then you could stick that same swab inside her mouth and see if she's a man.
Yeah.
Because your genetics aren't going to change.
Well, this isn't going to change, is it? When you have the change, they don't take Adam's apple out, do they?
Well, they do it like a shaving of the Adam's apple.
Oh, do they? Oh, see, I wouldn't know.
These people, this is all demonic. I mean, but it's all about sex rituals and all that. Then you look at Nexium and you look at everything going on in Hollywood. I mean, they over-sexualize everything. It's like, well, why? It's like, because they are doing everything within their power in order to corrupt the minds of the incorruptible.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got one more question for you. What is your thoughts on what Marjorie Taylor Greene said, leaving, about no one's going to come and save you, or Trump's not going to come and save you? Like, she said some horrible things, against we're believing in.
But the thing is, yeah, Trump's not going to save you. But we have to save ourselves.
Yes, he's come to slow down the process in order for us to take charge together. Yeah, I do understand that.
If he's going to give power back to we the people, then we the people better damn well be educated enough to actually take the reins and actually move forward. And that's what it is. And then every couple of years, you could bring new people in, and they just do that because now everybody's on the same page. So if you see somebody fucking up, it's like, wait, everybody get together. It's like, hey, man. But they sit down and have debate, not like the House of Representatives are like, oh, we want to work across the aisle, and the Democrats are the ones shutting everything down. they're just evil. I mean, this is epic because if you look at it, and Rand Paul and not Rand Paul, but Thomas Massey and MTG are the big players in this because remember they didn't like Israel. They don't take any money. I don't know if MTG. Well, I don't think she did, but Thomas Massey never did. Now, when we look at Massey, right? Because he was on an interview, right? And remember, he always has that debt clock on him, right? The thing is that the debt clock's always been on, but now during the interview it was off. Why is the debt clock off on his chest? That was just another telltale sign, guys. Everything's being switched over.
Because everything's happened already as well.
Well, and then the BRICS countries, they're adding more, right? So if you can't beat them, join them, right?
Yeah.
But if BRICS is all gold backed,
well, Russia's introducing crypto stuff as well. They're not just going for the gold and the, other stuff. They're going big on crypto, I think, next as well, which you will hear. So, yeah.
And then you have where he's bringing all these countries in, these trade deals, right? They're not trade deals. He's actually absolving them of all their debt, saying, hey, because why is it everybody's coming to DC, right? And you could tell if they're having like a big, like for Saudi Arabia, for Crown Prince, when he came in, and, F-35s fly over because Israel's pissed off because Trump wants to sell F-35s to them. Israel's like, you can't. It's like, fucking, what do you mean you can't? Fuck you. It's just like this whole memorandum of understanding. They're like, oh yeah, we want to have a 20-year memorandum of understanding. It's like, no, you guys fucked this up by signing that one with Obama back in 2016 because every 10 years, 2010, 2020, 2040, that's it. Why'd they sign it years early? And then you look at, because they're getting $3 billion at least a year from us and then more. But then you look at the whole background of it and Obama giving $221 million to Palestinians, right? Right before he left office, they mentioned that, right?
Yeah.
The money doesn't go to the Palestinians. It goes to Israel first. It never goes to Palestinians.
It has to get filtered first, doesn't it? So they can take a bit for themselves.
But what did that do? That funded Hamas. That funded all this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because they have to have, they need that because they need the land. Everybody's like, oh, it's for natural gas. No, it's because the funny thing is the Dead Sea, right? The salt content. Where's another Dead Sea? The Great Salt Lake in Utah, Mormon country. And the Mormons and the Jews are like this. I mean, they're like intertwined. That's what they believe. I don't know what the shit that they believe is so far out there. I can't put my head up my ass far enough to actually understand what the Mormon religion actually believes.
Well, I think you do better than all of us put together, I must say.
I mean, you just have to, look at this stuff logically and use everything, all the information that we've gained over the past 8 years. Because next month it'll be 8 years doing this, and it's just the complexity of it all. It's just, but we always go back to the drops. And it always comes true. It's like, well, that's it. I mean, it's all there. It's like, but when they say, oh, the military away, well, because the military courts.
What do you want?
So I mean, it's just, man, this is gonna be.
You want me to come downstairs? All right. Yes. Okay, we're gonna say goodbye now.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. He said bye. Jason, thank you. I'll see you on the 27th. I'll remind Josh, any particular topics, let me know. And let's have a party.
It could be
fantastic. All right. All the best, guys. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye for now.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Noble Gold. Real assets. Real value. Your wealth protected.